Good morning everyone, welcome to today's stream. I hope you're all doing well, having a great Wednesday and good start to your days, or if your day's already started, you've had a great day already. But thanks for joining this morning. We are continuing on with this Deoxys hunt today once again. Hopefully today is the day of our 16,500 resets, getting up to double odds across both cards today, and I feel confident as always. Okay, Tone, good morning, how are you doing? J Mooj, how are we today? Hope you are well. Hopefully, yeah, the games cannot take this many resets. Marcy, how are you doing? I hope you're well. And Mighty, good morning to you. Marcy, I'm stuck around 4K resets for my Deoxys while I took a break one night from Deoxys. I ended up getting shiny Rayquaza that wasn't taken seriously in Emerald. That's amazing. Congrats on the shiny Rayquaza. Great one to get. Know the feeling, because I'm exactly the same as you, stuck with this Deoxys not showing up. Right, let's jump into it. William, good morning to you, my friend. How are you today? Hope you're doing good. And come on, today's gotta be the day. Luke, how are you, mate? Bonjour, monsieur. How was that, Luke? Was that good? Fitting for the scene where you are, mate? I hope you're still having a good time out in France, my friend. No shiny to kick us off today. The games have let, although, come on, we don't want to get the shiny. I want the shiny, but getting it in the first reset of the day. Am I going to be picky about it now? I feel like I shouldn't be. Today is the day. Lock in, lock it in. Perfect pronunciation. Would I pass? Do you think I'd pass for a Frenchman? Je m'appelle Lee. That's probably as far as it goes. I didn't retain much French from school, unfortunately. Right, it's got to happen today. We've got to free ourselves from this shiny hunt. That's the only thing. I'm already thinking about next week, and I'm like, okay, next week we can get into the Nuzlocke, we can get into a few other hunts. Deoxys has slowed us down. We got to get it today. The shiny looks fantastic in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Yeah, I agree with you. It looks amazing, doesn't it? And I love the fact that you can get all the items in Porta Marinada just to change the form. So you technically only need one to have like all four, really. But yeah, it does look amazing. They did a really good job with Scarlet and Violet with the sprites in there and how the Pokemon look. They do look really nice. And the textures when you get in nice and close. And other games get bashed quite a bit for their performance, but Pokemon look good, I think, for the most part. Some of them look amazing. Deoxys being one of them. So I'm hoping today can be the day we can get it, we can transfer it up. And also we can start the giveaway. Because imagine if we get it today, 2 weeks time, I reckon, we'll be able to get enough of them to do the giveaway for Deoxys, which would be incredible. So that is the main goal. We can do that before Christmas. That would be ideal. But we'll see how we get on today. And then we've got to, I guess, start thinking about, because the shiny only Nuzlocke run won't take that long. That'll only be, you know, maybe a week's worth of streams. And then we got to start thinking of like what we add in after that. Do you guys want to see some of the hunts that I'm working on for a video? Or do you want to start a brand new project for something else? Go for maybe something XD Gales of Darkness. Try that. Master Ribbon Quest. And I need to adjust my headphone volume because it's way too loud. Right, there we go. Just orange Deoxys all day, every day. That's all I've seen. Is it ever going to be yellow? Good luck today, Louise. Thank you so much, my friend. And I hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. Deoxys for Christmas. That would be perfect, wouldn't it? You know, when I started this hunt, Luke, as well, I would have never expected this hunt to go on for such a long time. We started the Nuzlocke in like March. We started after Pokemon Day. But no, we finished it on Pokemon Day, the Nuzlocke. Wow, the hardcore Nuzlocke, we actually on Pokemon Day. It's been nearly a full year, this whole saga. And mainly down to me, because we had a bit of a hiatus with streams while I was doing the other video and then worlds and stuff like that. But wow, we can't let this go to February, to Pokemon Day again. That would be bad. The Pro Gamer, how are you doing today? Hello, what Pokemon should I shiny hunt in Violet? Ooh, first one that comes to my mind is Glamora. one that I haven't hunted yet, and I do love shiny Glamora. It's such a nice shiny, but I don't know if you're down for that. You might already have a shiny Glamora, so that might not be the best answer. Always try and pick a Scarlet and Violet exclusive Pokemon. Could go for the shiny level 100 Magikarp, the gimmicky shiny hunt that you can get in the teal mask. Rich, good morning, mate. How are you doing today? Hope we're all well today. Same to you, mate. Doing good this morning. Feeling positive once again for this Deoxys hunt. Hope you are doing great, my friend. Deoxys as a Christmas tree topper. That'd be perfect, wouldn't it? Yeah, get one. Find someone with a 3D printer. Just get them printed. Put some wings on it. Get a little like fairy wand. Be the perfect Christmas tree topper. It'd be so weird. Imagine people that come around and are like, don't know anything about Pokemon. What's that on the top of, what happens to your fairy on the top of the tree? Do you have plans to make this hunt into a video? Probably. I hadn't really thought about it, to be honest, but I think with how long it's kind of went on, it probably would be a good video, because it's like it's been such a grind for the Rayquaza. I think we could probably put like quite a nice story to it, especially including like the Nuzlocke in it, and then the attempts to get the Nuzlocke, and you can weave in some like stuff about finishing the Nuzlocke on Pokemon Day, and then how long this took after there. So yeah, finally got it, and doing it all in time before Pokemon Bank closes down. I guess that's one of the narratives you could weave into it. So maybe, Luke, you've inspired me. Don't actually have the shiny that as well. Nice. There's a good one for us to go for this morning. Raul, how are we doing today? Good morning, Osirus. Hunting alongside you in Gen 4 Eterna Forest. Good luck in your hunt. Good luck for your hunt as well, mate. What is your target today in Eterna Forest? Hope you have a lot of luck, my friend. Recently just got myself a shiny Binary from Eterna Forest. BDSP. Not the easiest hunt. It says I think Binary has like a 19% chance to spawn in radar hunts. Definitely wasn't 19% of my game. It took me just as long to actually find a chain of Binary than it did to actually get the shiny itself. But Seabass coming in. Thank you so much for the super chat to kick us off this morning. So kind of you, my friend. Always appreciate the support, and I hope you are having a fantastic start to your day as well. We'll take that, grip it for good luck for this hunt today. I'm good, man, out and about visiting clients, but listening in while I can. Great to have you here whenever you're able to, mate, and I hope your morning goes nice and smooth this morning when you're out and about. Safe travels wherever you're off to though, mate. Mighty, sorry if I don't write a lot, but I'm preparing a pitch and I'm voice recording for it. Oh, mate, good luck with that. I hope it's all going well. Don't worry, just drop in and out when you can. It's cold up north. It's not too bad down here this morning. It's not too bad, so I can't complain. It's a bit warmer than it has been. I'm expecting Stuttgart to be freezing. I don't know why. I think like France and like northern France and Germany got like a lot of that snow that we got. So kind of hoping it's not freezing cold when I'm out there this weekend. Head off tomorrow, so I'm just hoping the weather stays good for the flight. I always worry about flying. I'm not a big fan of flying, and I fly a lot. So I'm hoping the flight goes smoothly. But I'm like connecting, so I kind of skipped out on traveling to London this time to get a connecting flight from Bristol, which feels a little bit more convenient. So I'm flying into Amsterdam and then from Amsterdam down to Stuttgart. So hopefully it all goes smoothly. But I gotta be up so early tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to it. The early morning. It's Milkrow, but I'm 34k. No faces yet. Oh no, Raul, that is not what I want to hear, mate. I'm hoping that you do see it shine soon. Shiny Murkrow in Gen 4 as well. I guess in BDSP I probably have better odds than you do in the base games. You've got like double odds. I'm really hoping, mate, you don't reach 35k. Get it way before then. Sending you all the shiny good luck, mate. I mean, I hope my luck continues. I found shiny Zora after 10 seconds, literally the first Aurora check. That is what I like to hear. That's amazing. That is amazing. Such a nice shiny as well. You could say that I have mighty heart. Mate, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Olio, how are you doing this morning, my friend? I hope you are doing well, having a great Wednesday. And send some luck. I never ask for the luck, but I need it at this point for the stream. We need to we need to follow suit on yesterday. Rad Dad Shiny Sparkles. Just call me Mighty. I don't like my real name that much. It's kind of cheesy. Mighty is the best replacement for it, I guess. I would take it. I'll steal it from you. Zeus, how are we doing this morning? I hope you're well. Is the team printer minute still working? It is, yes. It won't be. That won't be something that they ever patch out the games, because of just how they've coded it in the games. So it's always it's weird, because we had like I think the Terror raids, sorry, Dynamax Adventure, the Dynamax raids in Sword and Shield were, I think, coded quite similar, where they were based on the date and time combinations for the seeds that would be produced, and the item printer is pretty similar to that. Like, everything's already pre-programmed in, so all of the item drops are all pre-programmed based on a seed based on the date and time. So I don't ever see them doing anything to patch that. I almost feel in a way that they've done it knowing that people would figure it out, and then it would become a way easier way to farm items. So with that thing, but I know people get worried all the time about, you know, do Pokemon look down on like the date, what we calling it, because it's not really a glitch, is it? It's just date manipulation, I guess, with the Switch console itself and Scarlet and Violet. But it's never been something, I don't think, that they ever talk about or ever look down on. I don't think anyway, because it's just part of the games, and it does make it easier for players to access some of the more difficult things to get in games. And you're always going to have people that want to do it like the authentic way, waiting 24 hours for that next 7-star den to appear and things like that. But you know, when you're wanting to shiny hunt and you're wanting to get dens and things like that, you know, waiting 24 hours to go for the next batch of dens after you've done everything on your map just feels a little bit too much. So I would never worry about that sort of thing, doing that with the game, as long as you're not using an external device, custom firmware switch, or using like PK Hex and stuff like that. I would like to hack Pokemon in. I like generally just using the game and just using things like exploits within the game. Without using external things, I don't think you would get into any worries about it. I don't know why I've went down this line, this total tangent of the the simple question that you just put out, so sorry about that. But yeah, it still works. Simple answer. But I mean, good luck. Hopefully you'll get it today. Thank you so much. And Gameroth, thank you so much for this, the lucky shiny sparkles. The more we get of those in chat, the more luck we do get. Shiny Hunter, good morning. How are you doing today? Let's get that Deoxys today. I had to take a small break from my Tornadus yesterday. Back at it. Currently at 2,200 resets. Today is the day for you. I feel it. That shiny Tornadus is going to show up. I just know it is. We're going to break the Deoxys as well. It's going to pop up today for sure. Keep us up to date with it. But all the shiny luck, sending over to you. And I hope you have a lot of luck when you get back to it this morning. Farlan, how are we doing today? I'm doing good, mate. I'm doing all right. Quietly confident as always. Hope you're doing all right as well. Chico Pata, I hope Patata. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm probably not, so I do apologize. Love your stuff. Thank you so much. Your voice blends in really cool with the videos. That is so kind of you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the support and the kind words, and I hope you're having a fantastic start to your day. It's great to have you join the stream with us this morning when we are locked in this torturous hunt for Deoxys. Is that too far torturous? I don't know at this point. It doesn't feel too torturous. It just feels like it's dragging its heels a little bit. Zeus, do you need to level up the printer to get the rewards from the list, or any help? Can't seem to get it right. So I would always recommend going up to Master Ball level, because then you unlock the Stellar Terra Shards, which are always useful if you need them for like training up your Pokemon in whatever regard, like that way. I'm not sure. I think you do need to level up to get the special Pokeballs. I'm pretty sure you do. I'd have to go back, like off the top of my head. I don't want to give you an answer because I don't know if it's 100% right, if you need to level up to get the special Pokeballs or not. I think the biggest problem, like a lot of people seem to have, is getting the delay with their Switch down. But if you use the tools, the one that Kurt created, and you can actually look at like seconds either side of your results, and it'll show you. You can try kind of work out what the delay is on your switch to the actual in-game. So it'll be around 1, 2, or 3 second delay, and it just takes a little bit of kind of playing around with to kind of know what your delay is. Like I know mine on my OLED switch, and I'm using a physical cartridge rather than one I've downloaded, is 2 seconds. So like I jumped back in to do a little bit of it a while ago, and I was quite surprised that I did it on my first try, but it's just working that out from the start and then doing it from there. But if you've got any questions, Jesus, just drop them in the chat. I'm happy to help if I can. But I would definitely recommend upgrading the printer if you can. It just unlocks, at least I know it unlocks Stellar Terra shards, but I think to unlock those you also need to have beat Terrapagos as well. Looking forward to getting your life back when the shiny gets caught. Jace, how are you doing this morning, mate? Oh, it'd be nice to get it today. It would be. It really would. Kelly, good morning. How are you doing today? Last work day before the 4-day weekend. Good morning all, and good morning to you. And very exciting that holiday starts after today. That is awesome to hear. Hope today goes nice and quick for you. Jesus, I appreciate it. But like I say, if you've got any questions, my friend, just drop them in the chat. I'll try and help you out as best I can. I need to kind of refresh myself on a lot of the details of it, because item printer is so good. It's so underrated for just item farming, especially for the apricorn balls, beast balls as well. I'm kind of running low on them. I think I've got a couple of beast balls left in game, and I need to keep one for that Rayquaza. Ragu, how are we doing this morning? Good morning to you, mate. Hope you're doing well. And Tony, how are you doing, mate? Great to see you all, and thanks so much for dropping in to the stream today, chat. It's great to see you all. Gonna look at your tutorial. Hopefully that helps. Jesus, I would look at the most recent one, because there's I did quite a few, but the most recent one that I did, and I don't know how long ago that was. It was a little while ago, but that one has all of the information in it, the setup, how to do it, finding your seeds, all the links to all of the tools that you'll need, and then it goes through basically everything that I think you would want to farm, unless you're like into VG. And there's another one that goes into like Terra shards and stuff like that would be useful for training your Pokemon up, that you can get from the item printer. So there's a couple of videos that are on the channel. So but look at probably the 2 more recent ones are probably the ones to look at, especially from like money farming as well, because I think there's an item drop where you can get 14 ability patches in one drop, I think, around that. So you can really farm money very quickly with it. You just got a shiny Ho-Oh on Gen 7 after 2,145 resets while watching the stream. Hope you get the Deoxys today. Taifu, congrats, my friend. That is amazing. Shiny Ho-Oh as well. One of the best. I love shiny Ho-Oh. Congrats. Gen 7 as well. Great game to do it in. Watched another streamer get their shiny Poipole yesterday after 83 days. Wow. Dang, that's a long time. 83 days. And the Poipole, worth it though. It's such a nice shiny. I'd be almost tempted to keep it as a Poipole, because it's just the Naganadel shiny. I don't feel this is as nice, but it's a great Pokemon. I wonder if I'll get the Ultra Beasts back at any point. Where's the best place to hunt Nickit? I'm at 56 battles so far, and I need to get at least 500. The best chance of getting the shiny. Could you go to 100? Is it not more optimal to just defeat 100 of them and then like reset? Well, not reset, but then just look for the brilliant Pokemon after that, because I think that drops your odds down enough where you don't need to battle 500. 500 obviously maxes it out, so you've got the better chance, but I think 100's maybe a more optimal against hunting time to beating 500. But I'm not sure on the best location off the top of my head. Ashley, good evening. How are you doing? Good evening. Hope you're well, mate. Having a good day. Really, I admit, I got stocked pretty well on Apra balls when that one glitch let us farm before it was patched and got like 200 of each. Yeah, The Curum tree glitch. That's probably one of the better glitches that we've had. The duplication glitch that we had though at the very start of the game with the ride Pokemon glitch. That was the one. I like that. But yeah, anything where you can duplicate Pokemon, I feel they're gonna just take and eradicate out of the game as soon as possible. I don't know if there was just an item glitch where it duplicated items. I don't know if they'd get rid of that. But I don't know if there would be a way to duplicate items without actually duplicating the Pokemon as well. But yeah, those sort of glitches, I feel like from over the years, knowing Pokemon and how they react to those, they're like instant fix ones where they're like, okay, we can't have this. But I think like item ones, not too sure. I guess retrospectively as well, if they could go back and patch things like Emerald, all the Gen 1 and Gen 2 games, they patch out all of those duplication glitches in those games as well. But obviously they can't do that. There's no way to go back and patch a cartridge. So we're good for those. So maybe if they ever do come to the virtual consoles, maybe they get patched out. I don't think they would though. I don't think they go back in and do that. Tony, thanks to your stream and community, I got a pair up and hunt for shiny Zygarde yesterday. No luck though. People here are awesome. Mate, good luck with that hunt. I really hope you see it shine when you get back to it. But that's awesome. Yeah, it's always easier, so much easier that hunt if you can do it with even just one person, because then you can get the route. One of you can have wide guard, one of you can just attack, and then the other NPCs don't really matter so much, do they? So, but good luck with it, mate. I really hope that you get it soon. We'll be bringing Zygarde back to the stream. That hunt is something I do need to do. So when I do, if you're still hunting for it, hopefully we can team up together to take it down and get it together. Finished work, got home, and your stream notif. Nice, Ashley. Hope your day was good, mate. And have a nice relaxing evening. Jay the Phoenix, good morning to you. How are you doing? PS update. I'm now at 6,935 resets. That does not feel fair. I feel like going over odds that much, you have to get it before 7,000. I'm really hoping you do. Sending you some good shiny vibes for that Arceus hunt. But keep plugging away. You will eventually get it. It'll be such a great shiny to get as well. Probably one of the top ones, I would say. Top hunts you can do. But do keep us up to date with how it is going. I'd love to hear any success that you have with it. Actually, I'm going to be making a Gen 3 team for a big VGC tournament next weekend. I'll be GS Cup, so it'll be nice. I got the core with the dual weather. Nice, mate. That's exciting. I'm kind of jealous that you're playing all of these older formats VGE style as well. It's very cool, mate. I wish I could get involved. Good luck with the building the team. They're not the easiest in the older games. It is a proper grind compared to how training up now is. We have it so easy now. Young Lee, how are you doing, mate? Good morning. Lucky Sunday. Freak result for the two. Oh no, on Monday night. It was terrible, wasn't it? It was actually, I don't know. It was not good. Not like us. There's an account I follow on X. And the guy that does it is amazing insights into football. Probably one of the best accounts that I've read for information. It's not garbage. It's not one-sided. It's just straight up they must be so. I think they're must have been involved in professional football previously. Just the in-depth knowledge they have on the game and how teams set up and stuff like that. And it's interesting what they said about how and the team at the minute and how we're stuck in this system where we play out of possession football, and when we come up against teams like we've seen this year, like West Ham, Brighton was another one, where teams come to St James's Park and they let us play with the ball and play that low block, and we just don't have that number 10 or a player in the that midfielder that can play that further forward role to unlock those low blocks. And it's so apparent when I just read it and I was like, oh my god, yeah, it's so apparent. We just don't have the players to do it. And Tonali isn't that sort of player either, so you couldn't do that. So I think Howe's got to really start to evolve the team into being more possession-based team, or at least have a mode where we're able to change up our in-game strategy, you know, because I think at the moment, if if we don't, we're just going to have that same sort of thing every time these teams come to St. James's, because teams are just going to sit back against us. I was a bit disappointed about the result, but we'll see how we get on at Palace this weekend. It's definitely not going to be an easy one. And then we got Liverpool on Wednesday. Oh, and that's going to be that'll be fun. But we seem to show up against the big teams, so see, because Liverpool aren't going to give us possession, so we maybe might have a bit better time against them. We'll see how Arnie, Mr. Slot, sets them up against us. D21, how are you doing this morning, mate? Wishing you good luck on the hunt today. Thank you, my friend. I will take it and send it straight to the carts that we're on. Yeah, the Phoenix. Yeah, at half odds, I was like, meh. At odds, I was like a bit peeved. But not too much, because I was expecting it. But since I hit 6,600, I've had a second wind and I'm more motivated than ever. That's great to hear, because I think like it's at those points where I feel like it's just never gonna happen, and it's real struggle. But it's nice when you get that kind of spur of motivation to think, okay, keep going, it's gonna happen soon. That killer passer is missing, Palmer. Could you imagine? There's no way on this earth that we would ever be able to sign Palmer. I mean, I would have him in the team every single day. Probably one of the best players in the Premier League. Man City must look at Palmer and think, we made a big mistake there, letting that kid go. He's just quality. He's so good. I mean, that would be a dream signing, but it's not even in my comprehension of thinking, because I just know it's so out of the realms of possibility. It's just no, never gonna happen. Cole Palmer at Newcastle, would love it. Be sick. Play just behind Isaac. I feel like we'd have a good chance to win the league, I reckon, once Botman's back with Palmer, and I think we could make a title challenge if we had Palmer. Like, that's how good he is. I honestly feel like he's that good. He would make such a difference to the team. Wadey, good morning. How are you doing? I hope you're well today, pal. Today has to be the day. I'm feeling positive. Me too, my friend, and I hope you're doing great. And thanks so much, as always, for dropping in. We are going to get the shiny alien today. I feel it. It's going to happen. Michael, how are you doing, mate? I'm doing good. Today is the day for Deoxys. I can feel it. I agree. I think it's going to be today. It's got to be today. It'll be such a perfect day for it to happen. James, good morning. I'm doing all right, mate. How are you this morning? And thanks for hopping and joining. Mighty has said this before, but no matter the game, no matter the updates the game receives, Pokemon player will always find a way to break the game and take advantage of glitches, exploits. There's some very, very, very clever and dedicated people out there. I think we're quite blessed in the Pokemon community to have the Pokemon heads that we do, you know, working on stuff all the time. Especially, I think Anubis puts in so much work. Caphonix puts in a lot of work. It's probably not as well documented, but Anubis, her work is incredible on the games, and still like discovering stuff, you know, like years after a game's dropped and things like that. And I mean, you've got the Ace glitch now that's all come about in Fire Red and Leaf Green, which is just crazy. Now, the more I look at that, I'm just like, wow, the game's been out like over a decade, you know, and we're just discovering this stuff now. It's like, wow, what like hidden treasures are there in other games like Scarlet and Violet, BDSP. I feel like there's a lot in those games still. You know, they patched a lot, but I still feel like there's stuff in those games where people will find out. You're so right, though. And a pleasant surprise, my husband work gave everyone free turkeys for the holidays yesterday. So many companies quit doing things like that. My uncle hosting Turkey Day, first time me and my mum aren't, so gonna smoke it sometime. That is amazing. That's really nice as well. Yeah, you never really hear about that sort of stuff happening anymore. I remember when I worked at the hospital, we never got anything. The only time we got free stuff was during COVID, and we did get quite a lot of things from companies. Like, companies would just send us stuff, and like restaurants and stuff would send in. Like Nando's sent us like a huge thing for all the staff one day. That was pretty cool. So we did get a few things, but never anything at Christmas. How much would he be in value at after the last 2 seasons? I know that's the thing. Like, how much would you have to pay? How much would Chelsea sell him for? I think you'd have to go something ridiculous like 200 million, you know? I honestly feel like that would be, for Parma, you'd have to go. Like, it would have to be something like astronomical. And he'd probably not want to come even at that. He's probably quite happy in London. Although, I don't know. Manchester, do you want to come a bit further north? Play for Eddie Howe's Mags? I don't know, he might be mates with Anthony Gordon. He might be like, yeah, he's my bro. I'm gonna go and play with Anthony. Anthony Gordon had a stinker the other night. He just was not. I don't know what it was. He took a knock from Wan-Bissaka, and Wan-Bissaka clattered him early on in the game, and from then on he just didn't look his usual self. But players can have off days, so it's always going to happen at some point. James Dewell slept in a few minutes, going to the gym a little later today and then traveling to my parents. Mate, I hope you have safe travels today on your way across there, and a good gym session this morning. Nice to have a little bit of a rest this morning, extra rest at least, sleep in. It's always good sometimes. Get that key sleep. Yeah, I can't believe how well we're doing. To be clear, at the top, apart from Chelsea, literally no signings under a new manager. It's an insane season. Yeah, it's gone super well. Yeah, I think it's all starting to click as well, you know, which is nice to see after so many seasons. Well, not nice to see from my point of view, because, you know, we're kind of eating up one of those spots that we could potentially be taking, but on form, we're not anywhere near that. I do worry for Howe this year, because I think if we don't get Europe, I think he will be shown the door if we don't get into Europe, because it's a clear direction that the club have said we want European football minimum this season. So I think Howe's got to deliver that. And then I really think, like, we got to have Champions League to keep players like Bruno and Isaac, you know. It's hard for those players because they don't have a long career, and you think, how many years are you going to stay here if we don't win anything, if we aren't in, you know, the top competitions? So I think we've got to make some moves in January. Hopefully with Paul Mitchell coming in the summer, he'll be able to get his fingers all over the transfers in January, and we'll be able to bring in some players to help improve things. No way, 200 million. He hasn't proven himself international level. I don't know. I feel like he has, you know. I think the times that he has come on, especially in the Euros, you know, when he came on for those brief periods when Southgate, you know, used him, he came on, he changed the game and got us that goal against Spain in the final. I think he has done it, you know. I think he's just not really been given enough of a run of games. Be interesting to see how Tuchel kind of approaches it. Will Tuchel really utilize him? I feel like Tuchel's the sort of manager that would utilize a player like that. But he is the talisman of Chelsea, you know. I feel like it's one of those where Chelsea are just like, we don't want to sell him, so if you want him, like, that's the money you earn. An like crazy amount of money you're gonna have to pay for him. And I bet City have a buy-on fee on there as well. Dominic, good morning. How you doing, mate? Great to see you. Thanks for hopping in, joining this stream. Honestly, I think you're bang on at 200 million. I think that would be the point where Chelsea would be like, yeah, we'll take it. But again, if PSR was not a thing, I think we'd have that sort of money to throw around on players. Whether PIF would do that, I don't know. I think they like the approach that we're a slow building organically rather than just splashing cash on players left, right and center, which is probably the better way to do it. But I do think Eddie Howe needs to evolve a little bit as a manager. He just never seems to have like a plan B. Like, you look at that last 30 minutes against West Ham and it's terrible. Some of the worst football I've seen under Eddie Howe. It's not good. It's like he just doesn't have, and whether it's down to not having the players, I don't know, but definitely don't have players to unlock that low block. He needs to adjust. Alec, good morning, mate. Best of luck. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate it. We'll take it. Hopefully today is the day. I'm feeling confident it will. There's no gym near my parents, so I have to do body weight workouts and cardio. Be nice for a change though, James, for a few days, for the rest of the week. Yeah, was good. Get those calisthenics in. Right, let's do this at the same time. Keep these in tandem. Chiesa, not Chelsea. Oh, Chiesa. Chiesa, when he gets up and running for you guys, I think he'll be fantastic. He's such a great player. I know we were linked with him on and off, but I think the wages were, and obviously Liverpool's a bigger draw than Newcastle at the minute, so it was a no-brainer that he went there. But I was kind of sad because the thought of having him on the right for us, like Chiesa, Gordon, and Isaac as a front three, it's kind of scary. But I don't, yeah, he will come good for sure. He's a quality player. Back at it again, Zachary. Yes, mate. But today might be the last day that we do the Deoxys hunt, because I have a feeling, something might happen. Southgate is available. He is, yeah. I wonder who will, maybe Leicester will come in for him. I was low-key hoping that Southgate would go into Man United, but they made the smarter decision and got Amarin in. Nothing against Southgate. He did a decent job when he was at England. But, yeah, we'll just leave that there. Do you know that Johnny Lightning also did the Smokey and the Bandit trans? I did not know that. No. Iron Bullet, thank you so much. Need more sparkly star emojis in chat. That will power the Deoxys. If we get the star emojis in chat, that definitely powers the Deoxys to show up as a shiny. Zachary, happy almost Thanksgiving for... Yes, that's nice. It's going to be a nice holiday weekend for you guys out there. And I used to work with a couple of Americans years ago. And it was always nice because they'd, like, on the Friday before, the Thursday before, they'd kind of bring in like Thanksgiving bits to celebrate in the office, which was always like really fun. Today is the day. Zara, I hope you're all right. I really do. I'm going to be confident with you. I feel like it is going to be the day. We are going to get it. Johnny Langton has a Simpsons diecast too. Wow, the Simpsons. Man, I haven't watched The Simpsons in such a long time. Joe, good morning. How are you doing? Good luck with finding the yellow alien today. Thank you so much. Been like obsessed with the new Dragon Ball series on Netflix though. It's so good. I'm finally getting a chance to watch through the episodes. So like loving it. I don't know if many of you have been watching Mini Goku on their adventures. Can I put goats? Yes. And goats work just as well. Thank you so much for all the shiny stars. You are powering Deoxys to come through. The shiny Deoxys will show up. Gotta hop off for work. Keep my fingers crossed for you. Gimroth, thank you so much for dropping by. I hope you have a fantastic day, my friend, and I'll catch you on the next one. Shiny fish. I reckon Deoxys could be classed as a fish. It's kind of got like octopus kind of, especially the attack form, the octopus. Yeah, I mean all of them have the like the tentacle features, so it could be maybe not a fish. Octopi. Trying to make sparkling psychic power sandwich. Is it a onion? I think onion does psychic power, I want to say, because red onion's ghost, right? Depends what herb you're mixing with it. Better crest. Yeah, to him showing up. There we go. Sparkly stars. I really want this to work because then we can make a thing of it. No one has watched The Simpsons in a long time. This is very true, Rich. I miss The Simpsons though. I used to love like I always have like great memories on a Sunday afternoon. Brand new episode on Sky One. When I was younger, always come in, play football. Your friends come in, have dinner, and then The Simpsons would be on, new episode. You'd be like, ah. Then you talk about it the next day at school. Didn't know the new DVD was on Netflix. Gonna have to check it out. Yeah, it's great. Honestly, man. I think they're doing episodes weekly at the minute, but it's all subtitled. But I kind of prefer it like that because then I'm definitely paying attention. And I always feel like the subtitled dialogue's better than what the dubbed would be anyway. But yeah, I watched pretty much all of Dragon Ball Super subbed, and then I watched it dubbed, and I way preferred the sub to the dubbed. I don't know. Not like a snob or anything. I just the way it worked out, and the voice acting I always feel from the Japanese, the original version always seems a little bit better in my opinion. I like Goku's voice in the Japanese, opposed to westernized one. Do you play any other games besides Pokemon? At the moment, I am not playing any other games. I do play other games, but at the moment, because I'm working on a lot of different videos at the moment, so the time that I've got off stream when I can put into content is pretty much taken up by Pokemon games across the board at the minute, like all different generations of Pokemon games. But I do play other games. I have got other games that I am waiting to play. On stream, not so much, I guess, because the channel's more dedicated around Pokemon, so I probably wouldn't bring other games to this channel. Probably why I should start up at some point, like, or maybe just stream on Twitch where I could stream. I feel like streaming over on Twitch would be one of those things where I could stream pretty much anything over there and it would be all right. Whereas with this being a channel dedicated to kind of just Pokemon content, it feels like I have to kind of keep it to Pokemon. But yeah, I've got, right at the minute, I've got, let me look. I've got Echoes of Wisdom still to play. What's the other one there? I have got Hippolyta still to play. And they're the only two in the cellophane at the minute. There's Pokemon Snap, but I've kind of give up on Pokemon Snap because that released such a long time ago. I'm just trying to see which ones have like the cellophane still on them on my shelf. But they're the two that I've got at the moment. And there's a Sonic game up there as well. I think it is, what is it? Is it Frontiers? Is that the newest one? Sonic Frontiers, maybe that one as well. But that one's out the cellophane. So I actually took it out the cellophane in an effort to play it, but haven't played it yet. So there's a few there that I do have to play. But I'm a real Nintendo head at the end of the day. I don't own a PlayStation or an Xbox or anything like that. Don't play too much on Steam. I do have Steam, but I don't play too much on Steam. So I've always been a Nintendo kid, and always probably will be, to be honest. They definitely have like locked me in from a child and kept me in the Nintendo bubble, where I'm honestly quite happy. I like the games that they produce. Always, yeah, so I'm probably missing out on some fantastic games on the other consoles and systems and platforms and stuff, but I just don't have time to like even play enough of the Nintendo games at the moment. So I feel like playing other consoles probably wouldn't, if I had them, it wouldn't happen. I think the last PlayStation I had was PlayStation 3 years ago, and I ended up selling it after about 8 months of having it because I just ended up never playing it very much. So Soggy, good morning. Marcus, how are you doing today? And Sam, today's the day. Alec, what will come first, shiny Deoxys on the Man City winning a game? Shiny Deoxys, 100%. We're getting Deoxys today, mate. We are. 1700 on the fire red. It's gonna happen, or is it gonna be 15300? The leaf green, we'll see. Love Attack on Titan, yeah, another one, a great one. The new Dragon Ball Diama is like GT. Yeah, it always reminds you of GT. They turned into kids. The story's slowly picking up, but not action yet. Yeah, it's slowly getting there, building up. I do like the character building that we've got so far. I've only watched the first 4 or 5 episodes, so we've still got a few to catch up on. But it's yeah, slowly picking up. And they're like leaving breadcrumbs now, and you're thinking, oh, how's this going to work out? I'll not talk about it too much for those that haven't seen it, because I don't want to spoil any of the story bits, but not anything big has happened yet so far, but it is very similar to GT. Don't forget to like the stream if you are enjoying it. Thank you so much for the reminder, James. Thank you so much. And thanks for all the likes that we've had so far on the stream as well. Nintendo makes just great games. They are solid, may not have the graphics, others, but the story and the gameplay is great. I'm pretty much in the same mind as you, Zachary, with that. I always think the games are brilliant. Graphically, not always the best, but they've got their own style, and I just, yeah, always enjoy them. So too many games. And there's so many other games that I would love to dive into as well, you know, but I'm just like, I just have to block them out sometimes. Sonic Frontiers is fire. The controls are typically still a bit janky, but the game and the boss battles, as well as the base battle music, is insane. As I always feel like the one thing with like Sonic games is the music is always banger. I still probably Sonic, which is it Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast? That's gone back, but that was one of my favorite Sonic games. And the little device that you got to put in the Dreamcast controller, and you got the little I can't remember what they're called, but that was kind of cool, that little feature there. Sonic games are great though, so I will maybe jump into that at some point. I feel like it's probably the one I can jump into and not have to commit like playing constantly for a while, so I can kind of pick up and put down. In fact, Godzilla could actually solo the rumbling all by himself. Too strong. Not Pokemon, but anyone plays Zelda. Do you need to play Breath of the Wild to play Tears of the Kingdom? I don't think you do need to have played it. I think for probably not at all, really. I think it's always a good idea to play the Breath of the Wild because it's just an incredible game, but I don't think you need to play it to dive into Tears of the Kingdom for sure. Tears of the Kingdom is just a huge expansion, really, on the yeah, and it's a standalone game as well, so yeah, you don't necessarily need to. Cousin wants Zelda for Christmas, and only the sequel is on sale for Black Friday. Yeah, it's probably the better one of the two as well, I would argue. I'd start with Breath of the Wild. Tears of the Kingdom is a lot. It's helpful, somewhat familiar. That's the one thing. It does get you, I guess Breath of the Wild would get you used to like the controls, the layout of the game in general. It's kind of like the warm-up game to the bigger game. Tears of the Kingdom is huge. But Brian's probably advice is the one to follow. Sonic Frontier original soundtrack is one of the best. I look forward to diving into it. They do have banger soundtracks, Sonic games. And there's a new one that's just come out as well, I think. But I'll ignore that for now. 100% completed Breath of the Wild, but just couldn't finish Tears of the Kingdom because they basically tripled the game. It was too overwhelming for me. Yeah, I'm nowhere near Tears of the Kingdom. Breath of the Wild though was such a nice experience, because I always thought, like, I remember when Ocarina of Time dropped for the N64, I remember playing that and being like, wow, I don't think there'll ever be another game that ever beats this for me personally, because just the experience from start to finish of that game. And Majora's Mask came out, it kind of had that similar sort of vibe with that, and then the Wind Waker came out, which I really disliked when it first dropped. Really disliked the graphics, and then it just grew on me, and then yeah, that one is just an absolute banger. And then Breath of the Wild just took it to a completely different level. Such a good game, and Tears of the Kingdom just built on it. I don't know how they keep doing it, just home runs. But it's because it takes so long to develop the games, they just do it until it's like right, you know. Benny, how are you doing? Give you a like, thank you so much. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Thanks for hopping in and joining the stream. What's the background story behind the name Osirus? There's not really too much to it. Well, there is a little bit to it, I guess. So I love like ancient Egyptian mythology and stuff like that. I was like obsessed with it when I was younger. And I remember when I needed a handle for Showdown when I was practicing way back when I started competitive Pokemon. Because everyone had a handle. And I really wanted Anubis. But Anubis was taken. So I was like, well, what's the next best thing I can go with? And I could go for Osirus. But I was like, spell it slightly differently than because it should be IS. Really, the correct spelling. Andrew, thank you so much for subscribing. So it ended up with a Osirus. And then that's pretty much where it came from, and it just stuck from there. Funny story though. No, I don't know. No, maybe I have to leave that for a members only stream. I probably will, yeah. I will leave that for a members only. Leave you hanging by a thread there, thinking, what would it be? No, I shouldn't. We'll paywall this story for another time. Just remind me. But yeah, that's basically where the story came from with the username. I always feel now, should I just use my real name? Is it better? Do I change the channel's name just to my name or something like that, you know? There's all that stigma about having, like, also Osirus VGC as well. Yeah, everyone, you know, back in when VGC started out, everyone had VGC on their handle as well. But now it's, you know, one of those things. Slowly over time, people have dropped, and yeah. Have we got any other dates for the item printer? The ability patch dates didn't work for me. Item 2 times did work, but not the ability patch didn't. Young Lee, that is not ideal. It should work. The date and time 100% should work. What is is it the item to gacha program? If you plug in the date and time combination that's there for the ability patches, that will show you the drops for that date and time, precise seconds, and it'll show you on either side of that program what the item drops were, either like side for the second delay that you might have hit, and it might help you just determine, because the dates and times won't be wrong for what the item drops are. It's just whether or not you're hitting that date, that second for that seed or not. But if you use the item to gacha tool that Kurt created, then you can have a look at that, and you can almost identify where you're landing when you do it, depending on the item drops that you get in game. You'll be able to like flick through the dates so you can work out your delay. Maybe you're off like a second or something like that. Hopefully that helps. Carrie, I finally got a few shinies, 2 yesterday and 1 this morning. Very nice. Shiny Wingull, oh, very nice. 128 hordes evolved to Pelipper, and Fanfi in 17 encounters. Friend Safari evolved to Donphan. Got Gothita as well. Some banger shinies. Congrats, that's super nice to hear. Hopefully that shiny luck continues for the rest of the day and any hunts that you're doing next. Yeah, Sam, it's spelt wrong. Yeah, so whenever I tag things on YouTube, like I guess for raid videos and stuff, people would type maybe look for like an Osirus raid build, but they'll spell it Osirus, they'll spell it the correct way. So if I tag in my YouTube videos, I tag both, like the way I spell it and the way everyone else would spell it. There's been a few times that has crossed my mind if I just correct the spelling on the channel and then go from there, or has it just been a username so long that I just keep it as it is, or do I just change to my actual name? You know, there's that whole thing about doing it. I mean, the channel used to be called Osirus Studios, and like Jace says, imagine having VGC in a handle, cringe. Exactly, you know, Jace. Jace face VGC. No, but it is that thing where it's like, oh, do I just go that way, or do I, yeah, you know? So I don't think it really matters too much when you make the decision to do it. Gentle, I'm here. Good to have you here, my friend. Just woke up. Where's the shiny? It is coming. It is coming. Someday I was looking for your channel for a video I saw before and I couldn't remember the name. I was searching for Orion the entire time. I don't know why I read it. You see, if I just use my name, it would probably be better. It would make it easier, you know, I think. Someday I was looking, been stubborn like always. It is definitely been stubborn. Therefore, on the Basculin outbreak reset here, do you reckon I just spam the water power sandwich? I reckon you would get the shinies a lot quicker spamming the water power sandwich for sure. Than getting the outbreak, but it depends how much you want the outbreak. But if you just want the shinies, then I would just go for the the Sparkling Power water sandwich. That's what I ended up doing. Benny, hope you get the shiny. Thank you so much, Benny. Appreciate the support. We definitely need it. The shiny has to come today. Sending you some shiny luck, Carrie. Thank you so much. If you haven't caught on One Piece, you have time now as it's currently on a huge break. It's not back till April 2025. Wow. Okay, that is enough of an excuse for me to actually jump in and kind of start binge watching it as well. Okay. Maybe I do that now. Maybe I watch my way out, my flight to Stuttgart tomorrow. I catch up on Dragon Ball, and then I jump back into One Piece, and then I just binge that from now until April. Yeah, I don't know. Would I be able to catch up by then? I don't think I would. But we could have a good try. Right. Dominic, that's mad. I didn't even realize that. That is info. Got all the info. Like all these like really good insightful tidbits. Sam, you'll catch up on One Piece by April. We believe in you. You'd be surprised League One Piece gets really interesting now. This is the thing, and the episodes aren't that long really when you cut down and you take out the intro and you take out the outro, you know. There's only like what, 17 minutes really, so you can really blast through episodes quite quickly. I don't know, I'd have to have a look. I've been a little lax on keeping up to date on it, to be honest. Recently I have been bad, and I keep getting other suggestions as well for other animes as well. Like I was speaking to Scott earlier in the week, and he's like, Hunter x Hunter, have you seen it? I'm like, years ago I saw a couple of episodes, but I always have it like always one of those where people are like, oh, you should watch it, it's really good. And then I'm like, okay, well now that's on my mind, and I feel like, do I just jump into that? Have you thought about farming the shiny on any other games? Farming the shiny Deoxys, do you mean? I would suggest Arcane, pretty good. See, this is another one, D21. Now you've put it there. I'm like, here we go. Just too much. No, thanks for the suggestion though. Yeah, so yeah, the plan is for the Deoxys. Plan is, once we get it in Fire Red or Leaf Green, I'm going to trade it into my copy of Emerald, and then I can duplicate it very easily in Emerald. And then from Emerald, I've got to do that whole long process of trading up from there all the way to Pokemon Home. And trading from Gen 3 games up is not the easiest, because you got to go through Pearl, then from Pearl to Black and White, and then from there it's a long process. But once they're all done in Emerald, it'll just be a slow process of gradually porting them all up to Home, and then once they're all in Home, we'll do a giveaway. Young Lee, I'm still on Cake Island, not watched for years. Young Lee, you could do the same as me. Use this time now to catch up on it till April, and we'll be all on the same page, and then we can all talk about it. See, Naruto's coming to Netflix as well, which is very cool. Because I think in the States Naruto's been on Netflix for a long time, but not over in Europe, at least not in the UK Netflix. We've not had it. They keep flashing up ads for it, and I'm like, oh wow, finally coming to Netflix. Inuyasha final act coming to Netflix in the USA. The VPN, that's what I need. I wish I could put a VPN onto my TV in the lounge, so I could access all the different Netflix. I'm a bit lazy because I could just set my laptop up and just run it off that, but yeah. To tide us over to April, they are doing a special edit of the Fisherman Arc Island with updated graphics and sounds. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. And Riley, good morning mate, how are you doing? Any news on the goose? Doing good though, Riley. I hope you are as well, my friend, having a good start to your morning. Great to have you join us today as we continue on for the Deoxys. And it is still orange soup at the moment. Wow, British word for living room, lounge. Love learning new jargon. Yeah, the lounge, the front room. That's what it gets called as well, front room. Because it's normally at the front of the house, I guess. Lounge, living room. It's weird because like up north, I like grew up, it was always just the living room. So that would be what we would call it, like my parents. And then when I came like more southern England, it was always lounge or front room. Just have one word for it. It would make it easier. Still on phase 11, Riley. How many resets is that now? Or encounters, should I say, because you're not resetting, you're encountering. Don't think I've had many say that. Normally just living room. In Sheffield, we call it living room. Yeah, Jay. I feel like Sheffield, Newcastle, Northumberland, all kind of a similar area. Living room, always. Have you watched Geordie Jumpers yet? I haven't, mate. No. I feel like in Geordie land we'd call it living room though. Yeah, living room in Australia as well. I feel like that's just the standard. It's a lounge, the lounge area. It does sound funny when you say it. Would you like to come through to the lounge for some lounging? Yeah, front room definitely probably sounds better than lounge. We British, we make everything complicated. Everything unnecessarily complicated for no reason. Haven't had a chance to really grind it out this week yet, so still right around 70k encounters tall. Man, that's brutal. Way too posh sounding for me. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the southern edge, the southern UK. They're like, oh, we can't call it living room. We have to call it the lounge. The front room. Yeah. And just the commoners from up north, we just call it a living room, like the rest of the world, like normal, like us normal people, yeah. Although I just fall into the trap of calling it a lounge. But I'm heavily influenced. I'm surrounded by southerners down here, so I have no excuse. I'm not anti-southern, by the way. If I come across like that, people will be like, oh, I can't believe it. About 2 hours from London getting south, and we call it a living room. Ah, okay, so my whole theory is out the window. It's gone. You've ruined it for me. Those are just pockets. So I don't know if you mentioned it before, but a AAA Avatar game is apparently in development with a brand new, previously unknown avatar. That's pretty exciting. That is very exciting. Wonder why we'll get all this news for like, especially like I keep thinking we're getting all these rumors now of like the Switch 2 dropping in, or whatever it's going to be called, the next Nintendo console dropping in March now. And then we're going to get the reveal of it in January, which kind of makes sense on a marketing point of view, because by January everyone's already bought the Switches that they want to sell for Christmas. Because it would, like a marketing point of view, it doesn't make sense for them to announce it before Christmas, because no one's going to buy the Switch. Everyone's just going to be like, okay, well, we'll just keep our money. We'll not buy this OLED Switch. But now everyone's going to be annoyed in January if they reveal the Switch 2, because they're going to be like, I've just bought an OLED Switch and now you're going to release a Switch 2 in 3 months time. Are you kidding me? Returns going through the roof. I could imagine a butler telling me to go to the lounge. Yeah, I get that kind of vibe. Young lady, I'm southern, I call it living room. Okay, there's just a whole flaw in my logic here then. I don't know where it's come from. No, I fully support the lounge. Gonna see if I can convert some Americans to Switch. We could have a whole lounge movement. We only refer to it as the lounge. Riley, I'm Canadian. I call it a den. I like that. Go into the den. Do you want to come through to the den? I like the den. That's yeah, that's good. The den. Now I'm going to convert that to be something that I call it from now on. I'm going to create a sign. Not be a very good sign, but it will be a sign, and I'm going to put it on both doors. The den. Should get a wooden plaque and just put it above the door. The den. And then I will never forget about this conversation and get pulled back into the lounge conversation. Remember, the first ever shiny encounter is yellow Timpole in black and white because I have Oshawott run away from it until I encounter the other blue Timpoles. Realize I just run away from a shiny. No. Oh. That is so horrible. Oh. Did you reclaim it after that? That's such a bad realization. I guess in a new game, if you've never seen the new Pokemon as well, it can easily happen, right? Because you would just assume that the first encounter would be, oh, that's the regular one. And then if you encounter it again later, you're then going to not have the shiny and be like, oh my god, I didn't, yeah. Just rule of thumb, catch everything in a new run. Ashley, as an Aussie here in lounge for the first time, was expecting just lounge, not the living room, the lounge area. Yeah, it's March. I'll still be recovering from Christmas spending. Yeah, that's what my thinking is. March. I'm like, I don't know if it will be March though. I feel like that's a very quick turnaround from announcing a console to releasing it. I'm shiny hunting Miraidon and Pokemon Yellow. Wish me luck. Alec, you are going to get it soon. I guarantee. Guarantee. That's an Osirus. Guarantee. Seal of approval right there. Good luck with the hunt. I wish you well on your venture, my friend. Honestly thought announced Switch 2 in January to release in March, May with Legend ZA as a launch title. That would be epic, wouldn't it? Imagine if ZA was the launch title for it. It would make sense why we've not seen any ZA stuff though, like this entire year, like no gameplay footage or anything, because if it is a launch title for the Switch 2, then that would be so wild. And then they would be like, I guess if they do announce it in January, it opens the door for then Pokemon to be like, right, now we can show it on Pokemon Day. We got the full trailer. We can go to town on this and start hyping it up. But yeah, I would then expect it to be like a May drop rather than, yeah, they couldn't do it. They couldn't have Pokemon Day at the end of February and say it's coming out at the end of March. I just think that's too short a time period. So it would have to be like end of April, May time. The only time I hear the word lounge is at airports. That's very true. Yeah. Getting the Martha Stewart style Gen Z wall sign. Yeah. I'll carve it myself. Get a nice piece of oak. Have to drop out for a bit, Lee. Best of luck. I hope you get it soon. James, you as well, my friend. I hope catch you soon. If not, have a great trip over the weekend and things, and I'll catch up with you soon. But thanks so much for dropping in this morning, mate. Been great seeing you while you've been able to hop in. The question: if you want to shiny hunt in all the games, when I encounter a Pokemon in the grass, can I just run away from each one, or do I have to fight every single one? In the older games, would you just be? You can just run away from them. Unless you're doing like a method like radar hunting where you'd have to beat the Pokemon. But if there's no like method to it, if you're just encounter hunting, then yeah, just run away from them. Doesn't make any difference. There's no boosted chance, I guess, that you would get from knocking them out or catching them. Yeah. So here I say living room. Living room. I think that's just the standard, isn't it? That is just what it is. We're just spicing it up, calling it a lounge, but I do like the den. Den is a good term. I know you won't believe me, but you're going to get a shiny Deoxys in the next 3 runs after reading this. Cash, I believe you. Right, this is number 1. My first playthrough of Violet, when it came out, I passed a white Tatsugiri, not knowing it was one of the shinies. And it's one of the best shinies as well, the Tatsugiri ones. Okay, that's number 1. Hopefully, number 2 will be the lucky one. Can't see Gen 10 not being the launch title. I think Gen 10's not going to drop until November 26. That would be my guess. I think we've got a long wait for Gen 10. Which is sad. So I think we'll get ZA. Might get a black and white remake still. Maybe. You never know. Like a little bit like BDSP. Fill a gap, you know? Legend ZA. Pokemon Black and White. Black and White 3, whatever they want to do. This is number 3. I hope you're right with this. Come on. I'm happy to wait a bit longer if they spend the time making sure it runs smooth. Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I think I'd rather wait a little bit longer and have like a fully polished game. The Deoxys has left the curse going once again. It wasn't those 3, but maybe it's the next 3. I'm happy to wait a bit longer, yeah. I always go into games blind. And in Violet, the very first Psyduck I saw straight after the lab was blue. Wow, that's crazy. I thought a new variant of Psyduck encountered it. Got the sparkles. That's wild. Kind of disappointed. Like, it's one of those where you're like, it's just a shiny, not a new variant. Because a new variant of Psyduck would have been very cool. Really curious to see what Gen 10 does to captivate the legacy of Pokemon over the 30 years. I know, mate. It's crazy, isn't it? I think like 30 years this franchise has been going. It's wild, really. But yeah, Gen 10, I feel like it's going to be a really special game. I think they're going to do... I don't know. I just think they're going to go huge with it. I think it's going to be probably the best Pokemon game that we've ever had. That's saying a lot. But I really think they're going to go all out with it. I'm excited for it, but I do think it will be like November 26th before it drops. I don't think it'll be any sooner. With no one like ZA coming out, I can't see us getting Gen 10 next year. I mean, I'd love us to get Gen 10 next year, but I just think ZA is the stopgap for us between that and Gen 10. But I could be wrong. It's all just opinions at this point. All I want for the Switch 2 is for them to port all of the old games like ELZ, TPC. I need it. Yes. I'm hoping they do. I think that's maybe what they're waiting on. Porting all of the older games. The real back catalogue. I think because we know that they're going to be like, your Switch account is going to transfer onto this new system and everything's going to be backwards compatible. I think it's really likely that they're just pulling all the stops for this new console to make sure that it is a success, because I think there's probably like a lot of worry with Nintendo, because when you look at like the Wii and then the Wii U, and the Wii U flopped. I think it's one of the worst selling consoles that Nintendo have ever done. So there's probably worries there that the Switch 2 or whatever they call it isn't going to be a success if it is very similar to the Switch. And I think if you pull out all the stops for that new console, like those older titles and all the old ports and these games that like fans are really like hungry to see come to the system. Now, like even things like Wind Waker and stuff like that, I think those are the things that you can do to lure people in to be like, okay, you want them, you got to buy a new system and make it a success that way. I think it will be anyway. I think it'll be good. I don't know what they could do to it to make it not a success, but yeah, we'll see. I guess they could overprice it. That would be one thing that might make it a little bit one of those where it's, you know, people are like, nah, I'm not paying that. I think one of the best things Pokemon could do is just release the older games as virtual consoles for all gens. Yeah, I would imagine having the entire back catalogue, like from Gen 1 all the way up to, you know, all those DS games as well. Way up to Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. That'll be wild. Rip Wii U. I think the Wii U on the secondary market is actually picking up recently as well. I've heard a lot of people say that. Quite sought after now. I never owned a Wii U, strangely enough. I just skipped the Wii U completely. It's very strange. Like the other guy said, though, we don't need one every year. So yeah, that's very true. Legends EA said 2025 because I'd also prefer it to be the best it can be rather than a mediocre every year. I am exactly the same as you, Jay. I think I'd prefer having something along the lines of like when you look at like the Zelda games and you know like what was Tears of the Kingdom in development for like 7 years or something like that, something crazy. I don't want to be waiting 7 years for every new Pokemon game. I'm too impatient for that. But I agree with you, like on that basis you can see the results of the Zelda games when they're put in development for that long. I think if Pokemon kind of take a leaf out of their book, and it's hard, I guess, because their whole system is based off the games. Like their TCG runs off the games, their merch runs off the games, their anime runs off the games. So they need the wheel to keep turning. But I think that's why we probably need these other titles in between, like ZA, like remakes and stuff like that, to come around to help the wheel keep turning until that next big one. But the longer a game's in development, the better for sure. Ashley, what's this? I just got a text from a guy who's a friend of a guy who runs the retro shop, and he has hard gold with manual and stuff for $270. Oh, which means I'll be able to play online and get my Gen 4 teams over for each format and card. So much money though. It is so much money, Ashley. That's crazy. I don't know what the going rate is, and that's Aussie dollars as well, so it's not American dollars, so it would be conversion wise. I don't know what that would convert to into US dollars, but just saying that figure big, that is so much money, man. I hope the Gen 10 game will also give us a chance to revisit the older Gen regions. That would be massive. Could you imagine if it was just one big map and it was like all the previous regions, like Kanto, Johto, Sinnoh, Unova? Like, could you imagine? It would be like this huge Pokemon world. I think that's how they could knock it out the park, couldn't they? They could have everything and just make it an absolutely ginormous game. I don't think we're quite there yet. Hopefully somewhere down the line they'll take the game online and it will be like that, where you've got every single region in on one map. I think the end goal has to be that, right, for Pokemon. They have to just make it an online game, and then the world map is the Pokemon world with every single region in it. $1 US is 1.54. Oh wow, so it's not, I thought that you get the dollar would be stronger than that against it. They would make so much money from people buying the older gens, even as virtual. I think they have to release them as virtual console games, yeah. But they would make bank, wouldn't they? It's such an easy payday for them. They need to be on cart though, not locked behind the higher tier online. I agree. I think they shouldn't do it as part of the monthly subscription. I think they should be standalone virtual console games that you just can purchase. That would be the way I would prefer them to do it. All the old games as virtual console with home support. Yes, they need to have home support as well. Please, Nintendo, give me the perfect Pokemon Day wedding anniversary gift. Yes, Zachary, the perfect wedding anniversary gift. That would be epic, wouldn't it? Realized I left my GBA with Emerald at work in my office. Time to head in and see if the cleaning staff at night are honest people. Don't. No, they're honest people. It'll be there, Riley. It will be there. At least that's it. And for the moment, yeah. Marcus, I always argue the MSRP suggests $34.99. But what do they know? They only made it. Yeah, $34.99. It's nuts. This is half the reason like I want them to port the older games to the Switch, just because the secondhand market for stuff is just nuts. Like it just prices people out. Like, you know, if I was said like, okay, you've never played Hogwarts or Silver, but you want to play it, and someone said, yeah, you can have it for £300, I'd be like, I'm just not playing it. I'm not playing it. It's like no surprise that people go and play emulators and stuff like that, you know. So 300, because it pretty much is $300 really. Aussie, it's so much. That'll be how the series eventually ends. Every region with every mon that gets updated and additions every year to keep it alive. Yeah, new DLC patches, and it'll just be an online. That would be very cool, but because, you know, I think like a real kind of real-time world where you're not the only trainer, you see everyone else online as well, which would just make it good. And you can probably create your own gym in areas and go to different Pokemon leagues. It'd probably be like, yeah, it would just be epic. I think the end goal has to be something like that. Yeah, the profiteering and nostalgia is a little much. I agree. I get it for like sealed copies of stuff because they are super rare, and I think you are buying a sealed copy of something because you're a collector, so I get that. That's not my beef. But the price, like Black and White 2, I only have black. No, I have White 2. I don't have Black 2, and I would love to have Black 2, but again, it's so expensive to buy Black 2. I'm just like, it's not like, it's missing from my collection, and I'm like, yeah, I can't justify paying it. I could get like 3 Switch games for the price I could get Black 2. I'm like, it's just not worth it. That's why I picked up the Fire Red, the Japanese copy of Fire Red, rather than getting an English copy, because I don't have an English copy of Fire Red. It's like the Japanese is like a fraction of the price. I think it was like £30, which is like more what it would be when it dropped. It didn't come boxed or anything, so, but I didn't mind that too much. But yeah, question for you all: what mega are you planning to use in Legends of the Year the most? Mega Charizard Z. Probably one of the Mega Charizards. I really like Mega Charizard Y. I do. What other megas? Mega Ampharos as well. I love Mega Ampharos. And probably Mega Mawile. I have a very sweet spot for Mega Mawile. I saw Black 2 factory sealed on eBay, like 135 quid. Really? Wow. That's not too bad. Sealed as well. I always worry about the sealed copies though. Are they genuine? Because there is people out there that reseal stuff and claim it's sealed, and it's not actually like originally, like from the original seal. Mega Charizard Z, yeah. I say you got black, white 2s easily and cheap. I've struggled to get white to complete my collection. Are the originals like black and white harder to pick up? And I always found black and white 2 were always the harder ones to get. They were always way more expensive. Mega Kangaskhan, Brian, yes. Mega Kangaskhan. Good morning. What starter trade do you want from Legends of the Year that doesn't have a mega? Average John, how are you doing this morning, mate? I hope you're well. Cheapest I say black 2 at the moment is 150 USD. Steep. Is that boxed as well? What starters would I like to see from Legends of the Year? I would love to see Totodile. I feel like I can't say Chikorita because they're from the same gen, so I feel like they'd have to be from different generations. Okay, I'll go. That I would like to see. I don't expect to see. I think Totodile, Chimchar, and Chespin. They'd be my 3, I think. For my Firewater Grass, yeah. Totodile, Chimchar, and Chespin. The only problem with that trio is that they're all bipedal, so there's no... they only have max 2 bipedal starters. So logically, for how they do it, it doesn't work. But I think we know the starter set from ZA from the leak stuff. I'll not discuss it though. Got 2 shiny Chikorita from an outbreak yesterday. Nice, congrats. Iconic Emperor, super nice. It's such a nice shiny as well. That whole line shiny are absolutely bangers though. Waiting to see what new megas drop, if any. I'm hoping we do get new megas, Andrew. You gotta think we will. Be exciting though if we get new mega Pokemon. Very weird. I randomly look up shiny Deoxys and see you hunting. Exactly that, lol. Not even subbed. Wow, it's great to have you here, Marble Q. If you need any advice on getting the shiny Deoxys, anything like that, shout up in chat. We'll try and help if we can. White was way more expensive. 2s was cheap to get. Surprised you struggled to get one. Yeah, it might be just like a UK thing. When I was looking for one, it was really, really pricey to pick up. Probably use Mega Zora. No idea what Mega Stun it will be called though. I hope like some of the original Pokemon, like, you know, Game Freak love to give Gen 1 Pokemon Megas. I'm hoping things like something like Dragonite would be a nice nod to Dragonite. I think it's never had like any real love given to it, you know, with all of these gimmicks throughout the past years with newer games. It's always been like overlooked as one of those, and it's the original Dragon Pokemon from like 151, you know. So come on, give Dragonite a Mega Evolution. That would be nice. Snorlax would be a cool one to do. I would love to see Snorlax get a Mega Evolution. Vileplume, just for me personally, I would love to see Mega Vileplume. That would be sick. Other Pokemon, I think Dragapult would be another pseudo legendary that I think would be a cool Mega Pokemon, but whether we'll see it. What kind of changes to typing would you like? I always felt like Typhlosion should be, you know, if Typhlosion ever got a Mega Evolution, I can't imagine Typhlosion will get one because it's had a lot of love recently. But I always felt like Typhlosion would be like cool to have like electric and fire typing. Oh, I've reset the wrong game. Reset the wrong one. There we go. That was the shiny. That was the shiny. Don't tell Rad Dad if he's here. He'll definitely troll me forever for that. Mega Arcanine would be sick. Need a 50-foot Jirachi now. You listening, Game Freak? Good thing that at least it is cheaper than trying to get a Korean copy. Korean video games are so expensive. Is that true? Is it? Wow, I've never actually seen any Korean or picked up any Korean video games. Kind of cool though. Cool collection to have. Korean versions of everything. Flygon, yeah. Wish Rayquaza was a 7-star raid and Deoxys was a giveaway and could also get the mightiest mark. Oh, that would be sick, wouldn't it? That was the way that they should have done it. They should have done a Deoxys giveaway and then, the Rayquaza as a mystery gift and then done a 7-star Terra raid for Deoxys like they did with the Mewtwo Mew. Then you take the shiny Rayquaza into the raid. It gets the boost, you beat the Deoxys, you get the mightiest mark on both of them. One Trico regional form that makes it to a grass dragon, to be honest. I'm hoping it happens. That would be kind of nice. Mega Druddiagon. That would be cool to see. I feel like that is a Pokemon that's not had much love at all. Would love Dragonite to get one. I'd say it's my favorite Pokemon. Yeah, and I think there's a lot of people that just love Dragonite. It is very cool. I'm so happy. The last, I guess, maybe just Scarlet and Violet, it's really seen like use in competitive play, which is nice for a change. It did it slightly in Sword and Shield, thanks to Mr. Costa. But outside, it's really kind of shone this season, which is nice. Electric Fire Typhlosion would be cool. Yeah, I don't know why I always like wanted an Electric Fire Typhlosion. Really like Typhlosion in Regulation H because of Flash Fire against all these other Sun teams. Yeah, it's very strong, isn't it? I might be in the minority, but I would like to see Quagsire with a Mega Evolution. That would be cool. I'd low-key like to see that. I feel like Quagsire is definitely one of those Pokemon that could get a Mega Evolution because its base stat total is very low in comparison to like a lot of the other Pokemon that are similar to it. So getting that Mega Evolution would just give it the buff. Mega Bidoof. We definitely need Mega Bidoof. That would be... That thing would be a monster. Keep the simple ability. It's like the perfect mix of cute and cool design wise, but super strong. To me is that Dragonite has so many models that are all good. Yeah, Dragonite's great, and I feel like it would be a good time to do it as well, with how well it's been doing in Scarlet and Violet competitive formats. I just feel, yeah, give it a mega. I did have a weird thought the other day, and it's probably like so wrong, but I was thinking, what are the mightiest marks a nod to? Why have they just done them for like a select number of Pokemon? And I know it's to showcase the really strong Pokemon, but it's very specific what Pokemon they've done them for. And I'd maybe have to discount any of the Gen 9 Pokemon that have been given the mightiest mark, because I don't think we'll see any Gen 9 Pokemon in PLZA, a bit like how we had no Sword and Shield Pokemon in Legends Arceus. So the only two I think out of those that we'd have to discount would be Dondozo and then Iron Bundle. But you never know, they might port them in. But outside of that, I was like, I wonder if all the mightiest mark Pokemon are the ones that are going to get Mega Evolutions in CA. It's a huge task. Some of them already have Mega Evolutions, like Charizard, they started off with Mega Evolution. Blaziken has, Sceptile, Swampert. There's a good number of the starter Pokemon do have Mega Evolutions, Venusaur, Blastoise. But I wonder if they're like, okay, well, we're going to give all the starter Pokemon Mega Evolutions, and the mightiest mark Pokemon are like nod to that. I'm probably just really reaching here and wishful thinking. I don't think it's going to happen, but there's a part of me that's like, maybe. Because Mewtwo has a Mega Evolution already. And we got the mightiest mark Mewtwo. Could we get Mega Mew? Could that be something we see? I don't know. Probably just reaching here, clutching at straws, but you never know. Megas for all evolutions would be crazy. That would be great, wouldn't it? It'd be nice if we got a new evolution and then we got all of them got megas. If they do Mega Dragonite, hopefully it turns out pink again rather than the green. That would be the way to do it, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would be sick. I would love to see that. Sorry, I meant on starters that you want for ZA, like Totodile Water, and what new type for the regional variant. Okay. It's a new type. What type would Totodile be? I feel like a dark type. Is that just influence from the Terror Raid though? Dark type Fairy. Fairy doesn't feel like it would fit for Alligator. Dark type does. Water fighting, that's quite good. Yeah, maybe Water Dark is just what I would have for it. Dark type, maybe. Water Dark. Chimchar. Fire Fairy. It doesn't feel like it would be a fairy type. The fighting feels so... The fighting in fire actually feels so good on Infernape. It feels like it wouldn't really be good with any... Like, it would obviously be good with other types, but it just feels so perfect for Infernape to have that type, and it would feel kind of wrong to change it. I feel like we just need a banger ability on Infernape, maybe. And then for Chespin, definitely Grass Fairy. You could go there, I think. Grass Fairy. It's a very weak... Or maybe Grass Steel it could go. That's another one. I haven't seen that combination in a while. We probably are going to get a Dragon type evolution. We need it. That would be so good, wouldn't it? It would be so... Like, imagine the pop-off when we get that. That would mean that base Dragonite has to be blue. They could change it again. Water Dark makes sense to me, yeah. Are you ready for Shiny Rayquaza Raid when it comes to Scarlet and Violet? Yes, Benny. I cannot wait for it. It's going to be so epic. I'm kind of holding off like a build preview video until closer to the time. I feel like you could drop one now. I know other creators have been doing it, but I just feel like there's still lots of events to go on before then. And it'll probably not be at the forefront of everyone's mind right now. So I was gonna wait until maybe the week up leading to it, or maybe the week before. What's interesting about ZA is that they'll have the opportunity to have both regional variants and mega. So we may see regional say of Weavile, and then a normal Weavile gets a mega evolution. That would, yeah, that'd be not. That's going to be the big thing about it. The regional variants and stuff as well is like an added extra, because all I've been really locked in on is thinking, oh, what new megas are we going to get? But it's not just, I don't think it will be just megas. I think we probably will get those regional variants as well. Shiny Horsey, Jay, congrats, and super nice shiny. Give me Bug Dragon Legendary, a pseudo already, a demanded Game Freak. Bug Dragon would be absolutely epic. I would love to get something like that. I wonder if Sylveon will be good again. I think, yeah, I think Sylveon will be good against Rayquaza. I do. Sylveon's probably going to be up there as one of the better options for sure. Fluttermane could be good. I think Fluttermane has to be careful though against like the Dragon Ascent, which is going to nuke it. I'd love them to change the gender shiny to be white to match the mega. That would be very cool, wouldn't it? Like, yeah, if they match the shiny based on the gender and stuff. Or the Dragon Mega Gator would be really cool. Yeah, Dragon actually fits with it quite nice as well, doesn't it? Flygon, the Mega Bug Dragon. There we go, Alexi coming through. Mega Flygon, and it's pretty much a pseudo legendary when it's megaed anyway, with the base stat increase that the Pokemon get. I'm gonna use Sylveon, Battle Rayquaza, must avenge herself. I think Tinkaton could be quite good as well against the Rayquaza, just because it's got the defensive capabilities. I mean, you'd have to watch out for like any of those fire type moves, and Earth Power is another option on there as well. But offensively, it's quite good, and defensively against like the Dragon Ascent, it'll be decent as well. Clefable, it's not massively glamorous, but Clefable with Unaware could actually be quite good against the Rayquaza, especially if we see it spamming things like Dragon Dance or Sword Dance, stuff like that, just to be able to ignore those and just kind of set up, calm mind up. I think Pheasantipede is going to be probably one of the better options though. I know it's not available in the base games, but Pheasantipede is one of the only fairy types that has access to Acid Spray and Nasty Plot or Calm Mind. So it's like that combination's so potent. It could make running through the raid very quick, and it's very good defensively. So I feel like it will be able to stand up to the Rayquaza super well. So Pheasantipede would have my vote. Just you have to watch out for that Earth Power. If it's got Earth Power, it makes it a little bit more tricky, which it definitely could. I think to cover for steel types, it might come in, it would resist the dragon and the flying type moves. So like that would make sense, I think, in my mind, that it does have Earth Power. How do you prepare for VGC events? Give me lots of practice, lots of research. What I like to do is, it's harder when you haven't got, like, say now I'm preparing for Regulation G, which we're going back to in January. So I'll be playing Birmingham Regional in January. It's harder, I feel, without a ladder to kind of prepare, because I think with a ladder you can, obviously it's a different format. A ladder format like Showdown is slightly different to what you'll face in a real life tournament, but it does give you a good picture, a basis of what players are tending to use, what the better teams are kind of performing like, and the usage stats as well of what players are kind of tending to use. And it's a good way to kind of, I guess, scout trends as well. So if you keep an eye on like Showdown ladder and things like that, you can spot trends and things that are slowly picking up, or players are trying out, testing out. So I always think that's a good place to kind of start from. Peakalytics, other places that have like usage stats as well. But honestly, the best way to prepare for tournaments is playing practice tournaments and playing online and testing teams out. Obviously, you need to refine your team, so the more practice you get with your team, you're going to come up against matchups that are like give you a hard time. And even though you might have a victory against a certain team, you might think in that game, wow, that was that Pokemon or that combination of Pokemon was really difficult to kind of overcome. And I think if my opponent had played slightly differently, the outcome of that would have been, you know, a loss for me and a win for them. So it's those kind of things that you need to try, and when you're practicing, I always try and identify those situations. So in real life tournament, it's like mitigation, really. You're kind of mitigating against those scenarios causing you losses at the live event. It's just a lot of work, you know. And then I think the final thing would be kind of compiling all of that information and then refining EV spreads and then not losing focus. I think it's the thing that I tended to do back in the day a lot, and I used to have to try and keep reminding myself is, you know, don't compromise speed and attack EV investment for things that aren't necessary, because if you have a Pokemon in your team that's there to pick up knockouts against certain things and it's EV'd in a specific way to outspeed certain things, like I think compromising the speed in situations can really hinder the team's ability to perform as well as what you would like it to, you know. Sometimes it's good, but I would always say speed and attack are the most important things. Taking attacks, of course, is really important, but I think you can lose a little bit of focus where putting too much emphasis on like defensive capabilities, where the offensive capabilities are like probably the most important thing. But yeah, I've probably waffled on for way too long. There's a lot of work that goes into preparing for a tournament, and I'm just kind of scratching the surface with it, but it's gathering knowledge, practicing an absolute ton, and then yeah, being comfortable with the team. Ultra shinies, ultra new variants, justice for Regice, Zapdos and Gengar. That would be cool. I mean, Mega Gengar got a very good shiny. It kind of got justice in that respect. Regular Gengar, not so much though. Ricardo, how are you doing? I hope you're well, my friend. Great to see you today. Hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. Jess, the thing Will Tansley always told me was to never try to predict, just focus on the best play. That's very good advice. Yeah, you can get yourself kind of wrapped up in knots as well when you're in a match, trying to out predict your opponent, thinking that your opponent's going to do a move and you trying to capitalize on that. It's all about weighing up the risk versus reward in those situations. Like, you have to kind of question yourself, and you don't have a lot of time to do this in the heat of a match, but I think you get more used to kind of balancing the risk versus reward the more practice you do, because you're in those scenarios a lot more, so it's a bit more like muscle memory to you. But yeah, you have to look at a play and you have to think, okay, if I make this play and my opponent doesn't make that predicted play that I think they're going to do, what is the worst case scenario going to be? Am I going to lose one Pokemon? Am I going to lose two Pokemon? Or am I going to lose the game from this play? And if the risk is there where you could lose the game, or I mean, even losing a Pokemon unnecessarily, it's never something you want to do. Whereas you could make a safe play and just be like, well, the thing that they could do is this. I might not get much of an advantage, but I'm edging closer. I think players like Eric Rios are a really good example of kind of players that have very strong patience throughout a game, where they're never going to overcompensate in a game unnecessarily, and they're never going to make like hard reads either where it's going to put their game plan at jeopardy. I think Eric's probably one of the best players, in my opinion, to look at as an example of how to play like that. But yeah, great advice, Jace. Great advice. We could talk about this for hours. There's so much to it as well, you know. You talk about Newcastle, Grace. Not much to say this week. If you came to me last week and said that, what would it have been like? On Cloud9, we would have been going on about how he'd come off the back of 3 victories, beating Chelsea in the cup, beating Arsenal at St James's, and then, you know, going down to Forest and getting a result against them. But sadly, we're here, and we've just come off the back of a stonk into West Ham at home on Monday night. Not much to say. Pretty disappointed. How are you doing though? EV spreads are the aspect of VGC that can allow people to shoot themselves in the foot by trying to cover for too much. And yeah, that's the thing. And I think there's always like a really good bit of advice that I heard years ago from Matt. What's his surname? An amazing player. But it was about RNG basically, and it was, you know, you always want to be hitting your opponent first and hitting them hard, because if you're hitting first and you're hitting harder, then you're going to knock those Pokemon out a lot quicker. If you give your opponent more chances to attack your Pokemon, then there is inevitably going to be more chance of RNG playing a factor in those games. And that always resonated with me, you know, and not in a way where I play hyper offensive teams, but it's always something I think trying to keep in the back of my mind if I'm building a team where I'm like, okay, be mindful of that, because you don't want a real stally team. You don't want a team that's too defensive that your opponent is going to have a hard time breaking down. But if you do, inevitably your opponent is going to have more attacks against you than they would have in a normal game, and then RNG is going to play a factor, because stats inevitability going to be that critical hits are going to occur, secondary effects are going to occur more often, because like obviously there's just going to be more chance of it because more moves are hitting. So I always think it's a really good thing to keep in mind as well, and you don't want to be putting yourself at that detriment by EVing your Pokemon lower than what they should be, you know. I always think things like Ogopon are in the format for a reason, like base 110 speed. They're a great Pokemon because they can outspeed a majority of the field. Obviously not that top upper echelon of Pokemon like those base like 120, 135 base speed Pokemon, but really popular Pokemon like Urshifu are going to come into the format, especially when the Scarf's not involved on the Urshifu. Ogopon's naturally always going to be able to outspeed if you have max speed Ogopon, and it pressures like all of the Urshifus so well in those situations. And I just think, yeah, you could run a bulkier, slower Ogopon, but at the same time, you're putting yourself at risk where, okay, if you do that and you're slower than something like Rapid Strike Urshifu, you're allowing your opponent the opportunity to get that Searching Strike off first, and that plus a combination of maybe a Dazzling Leaf from a Flutter Mane would be enough to always pick up the knockout on whatever bulk you put in, and you're never going to get any advantage from that extra bulk in those scenarios, and they're common scenarios, right? So is it worth it in the end where you would just always outspeed it? It might seem like really like just the most simple thing, but there's so many times where I've been in that situation and thought, no, I want the extra bulk so I can survive that huge attack, and it's not really worth it in a lot of the time, you know, because you should have ways of playing around that attack in the first place. Yeah, sorry, I'm waffling. Thank you for the response. I got Pokemon Violet last month and I'd like to participate in regionals. That is super exciting, but there's so many resources online now. I mean, Limitless Tours is a really good resource. Check them out. They have tours running all the time. That's the best way to jump in and just get constant practice and get practice against like other competitive players. And you know, you're going to familiarize yourself with what things work. Hopefully, get to know people as well in the community and like build little team building groups as well, bounce ideas off people, you know, get a little team building team together. What happened to the Hot Gold Shiny Nuzlocke? It's still there, Lee G man, but it is going to be on the bench until we get this shiny Deoxys, unfortunately. My personal advice is based on when I top cut with that Silvally team, which was in Birmingham actually in 2018, Jace, I believe. It's the last time I was at an event in Birmingham. And that's because I genuinely enjoyed playing the team. Having fun is more important than a few meta percent points. Having fun's a big part of it as well. Enjoying the team that you're playing, you know, I think you've got to enjoy the team that you play. Sean, how you doing, mate? Long time, congrats. Thank you, mate. Hope you're doing well, Sean. Good to see you, man. I hope you've been keeping well. GBN Emerald still here. Oh, come on, Deoxys. We're over double odds now, which is sad. Yeah, I did. Trav, Man City. Not going through the best spell at the minute. What's the stuff with Pep's nose? Did he like, I don't know if it's just the media making a bit more of it than it is. Yeah, that's all I seem to see on my timeline on X this morning. How am I doing two at the same time, Charlotte? I have two hands, I guess that makes it possible. So with one hand I'm controlling one and the other I'm controlling the other. I'm not really needing to use the D-pad either, so it makes it a bit easier. So it's just the resets, which is, it's pretty easy to do. have, mate. Hope you have too. Managed to get into casting team for VR World Cup somehow. I've done 1 stream so far. Awesome, mate. That's great news. How's it going? How have you found it? Bug, great to see you, my friend. I hope you're well and you're having a great day. Pep's face looked like he had a fight. Yeah, I thought that when I saw her. I was like, oh. Pep was stressing on the sidelines and kept scratching his head and his face. That's mad that that's just off the frustration of how the team's playing. It can't go on forever. I think, you know, it will. They just need something to go their way. It's just nothing seems to be going for them at the minute. It's weird though, because City have never had like a spell like this before, so it's so weird for everyone to kind of experience. He beat himself up to show he's committed. Young Lay, I love it. He's like, yeah, don't sack me. This is how committed I am. I'll definitely learn a ton from people around me. Costa has been a legend for helping me. You've got a very, very, very good mentor there in Costa. He's an absolute legend. He is. And yeah, take the pointers of Costa. Whatever he tells you, he's got the juice. No, I'm pleased you're enjoying it, mate. It's definitely different. I think casting's one of those things where I think until you try it, you don't really understand complexities to it. And it's a lot more difficult than I think people think it is. Like, it's not just sitting there talking about Pokemon for like an hour at a time, you know. There's a lot more to it, but I'm pleased you enjoy it, mate, and hopefully many more. I'll have to catch some of the streams, but if you want any feedback or anything or help with anything, just give me a shout, mate. More than happy to give you any pointers. Been doing it a long time, so hopefully I've got some tidbits of good advice for you. Guardiola looked horrendous after City scored the 3rd goal. Yeah, I just don't know what it is with them at the minute. And it's not just like missing Rodri, because they performed pretty well last year when Rodri, obviously not as strong when Rodri's not in the team, but they've had spells like that before and they've never been this bad. It's weird because I have like nothing. I just really like City as the team, and I know they win everything, but I really like Pep as a manager as well. I just like City. I just think, yeah, there's a lot of people out there that don't like City and are having a great time at the minute, but yeah, I kind of want to see City playing well and doing well, you know. But it's so strange. It would be sad for it to end with Pep actually leaving off the back of this after signing that contract recently. I can't see it happening, but you never know if the run continue. Like, how long, if it goes on for like, you know, 12 games, do they then have to say, look, this is not working, it's stale, we need a change, and one of them either walks or he gets forced out. I've always said that when it comes to City, this is typical most times. They tend to have a bid early mid-season and then 3 to 4 months end up winning it all. This is so true as well. They do have that, like, they always have blips around this sort of time of year. It's like, you know, it's why when we played them earlier on this season, I was like, I'm pleased we're playing them now, because they're never that strong in the first half of the season. I feel like that second half, they just come into their own and then they go on and just do crazy things. Hope that the Deoxys shines for you soon. Bug, thank you so much. I really do hope it comes through. I'm really hoping it is. I came into today's stream pretty confident that today was going to be the day. So we've still got time for it to prove us right. Vine, how are we doing today? Hope you're well. I think when you constantly win, you get comfortable. That might be their problem. Yeah, maybe. But I mean, that winning mentality is always good to have as well. But it might be the case that some of their squad is just getting to the point where they're not capable of performing to the levels that they've been able to. You know, you've got players like Walker that are getting older. Naturally, I think won't be as quick or as powerful as they once were, and maybe that's what's catching up with them. Do you stream from GameCube? Yes. So the leaf green's on the GameCube, and using my little adapter, Game Boy Advance, to control it. It feels better than a GameCube controller. And then the other game, the Fire Red, the Japanese one, is on a GB operator they've got. So I wish I had 2 GameCubes to run both at the same time, but unfortunately I have the one GameCube. But they are both cards, physical cards. No disrespect, but they look gassed. Silver, Gundogan, yeah, De Bruyne, Walker are all aging. They are, aren't they? I'd still take all of them and put them in the Newcastle team. But yeah, I know what you mean. And joking aside, they are. It is probably one of those things that is starting to catch up with them slowly, you know? Which is my team, Jack. Newcastle United, Toonami. I'm trying to see if I can grab Toonami thing. I tell you what, I got an amazing gift at the weekend. It was for my birthday from back in September. But Tash's brother and his wife and their family got me a it was just amazing. I couldn't believe it. But it's the captain's armband and it's signed by Alan Shearer, and it's framed. I was like, oh my god. I was like, I can't believe it. So it's like the captain's armband worn by Shearer, signed by Shearer. I was like, this is like, it's blown my mind. It's one of the coolest things that I've ever been gifted. I was like, wow. Still a bit speechless now about it. I have to get it. It's through in the lounge. But yeah, that was a very cool thing. But Newcastle, my team, through and through. Muffin, how are you doing, mate? Great to see you. You know, I heard a little bird say my timeline for ZA and Switch 2 are pretty plausible. Anyway, we're all good. That is exciting, mate. Could you imagine? That would be the best news. Because you've got to imagine as well, would they do a special ZA style console, stylized console with like the Zygarde cells over it and like the shiny Zygarde colors? That would be wild. Like the toothpaste Switch 2. I hope that happens. I really do. I like that timeline a lot. I love using the adapter for playing GBA games on the GameCube. So I know there's something about a Game Boy Advance, like ergonomically, it's just like, it feels so good. I don't think there is a console that is better handheld than it, for me at least. Yeah. Dong, 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 dong. As a Barcelona fan, I'm loving the resurgence the team is having under Flick. Yeah, they're doing great things. It's nice as well because I feel like the last few seasons have been such a struggle for them. Deoxys is going to be an icon whenever it shows up. It will definitely be. Lee, any plans of yours? Any ribbons after? That's the thing. I probably will do ribbons on the one that I keep in this game before I do one personally to trade up to Scarlet and Violet. I think I probably have to. I might even, and I know Riley's been talking about it, in our Heart Gold Soul Silver Shiny Oni Nuzlocke, when we get to Kanto, do we trade the Deoxys into that game and use it in that playthrough? That'd be pretty hype to use in that playthrough, but only when we get to Kanto. So through Johto, we use what we've caught, and then for the Kanto part, we could trade in the level 30 Deoxys, train it up, and use it in that second part of the playthrough, which would be pretty cool to do. Jack, are you from around Newcastle? I'm American, so have no connection to any European football clubs. Yeah, well, I was born in Northumberland, so that's just north of Newcastle. So Newcastle's like the closest city to where I grew up. So it was naturally going to be Newcastle as the team I supported. I guess you could have went more north and supported like a Scottish, what would it been, like Hearts for Edinburgh? Because that would have been the closest northern team, I guess. But yeah, Newcastle. Used to have a season ticket when I was younger as well. Shared it with my brother. So we used to go to the football. We used to take it turns every other week. He always seemed to get the Man United fixture though, whereas I never got the Man United game. That was like a good few seasons that happened. Deoxys locked behind an event item in Fire Red Leaf Green. Was going to pick it up a copy to hunt. So it is. You need what's the item called? You need to unlock the item, but there's a new glitch now that's been discovered recently. There's loads of content around how to access it in Fire Red and Leaf Green. It's called Ace Glitch, Ace Trainer Glitch, and it's easy to do. And doing that, you don't need any external devices. You don't need to mess around with your copy of the game with anything else other than this glitch, and you can get access to Deoxys using that. So it's, yeah, I would definitely say if you can pick up a copy, go for it. Yeah. Muffin, Don't. I would be absolutely love the Zygarde switch. That's so hype. I know, yeah, especially if there was like a... Oh, could you imagine as well if they did like a shiny Switch edition and a regular Zygarde edition? So the you could get the just the black and green. We could get the white and green. That would be wild. PlayStation Vita was also really ergonomical, but my favorite model of GBA is also the first model too. Really just better than the SP. Might be a hot take though. I'm with you on that. Like, I like the SP a lot, but I think the GBA just fits in your hand nicer. I don't know what it is about it. It just feels like it belongs in my palms. I've got quite small hands though, so maybe that's a big help. Rich, you're not choosing Hearts over Newcastle as a kid. No, it would never happen unless I had like Scottish parents and they were like adamant that was going to happen. But then I feel even then I'd probably still choose Newcastle. I didn't know anyone I went to school with that supported a Scottish team. Actually no, that's a lie. There was one guy I knew that supported Rangers but was from Glasgow, so I guess that made sense. Brad Dad, how are you doing, my friend? Good morning. Hope you are having a great start to your day, mate. Great to see you as always, blessing us. Shiny's waiting for you to come in, mate. We've been throwing those sparkly... Chat's been awesome this morning. Throwing the star emoji in chat to try and force the yellow alien to come out, but it has not appeared yet. I find it quite disturbing. Deoxys sprite has feet for hands. Feet for hands. I've never even noticed that until now. That is... I'm not ever going to be able to unsee this now, Kiwi. That is 100% a foot. That is not a hand. Where do those feet go? When you look at the actual sprites down that we've got on like either side of the screen, those feet disappear. They like merge into its body, go somewhere else. Can't believe I've never seen that. Popping off a coffee, about to start the day. Awesome, mate. Great to hear. Started back on my Dialga resets yesterday. Good luck to you. Aaron, you as well, my friend. I hope you do see it shine very soon. GBA was definitely built to be ergonomic. The SP was built to be slick choice for the cool kids so that you can keep your SP in your pocket. That's kind of true. Although I feel like the GBA is definitely a pocket size. It's not that like it's smaller than my phone. Like GBA phone. I feel like, you know, your argument is flawed, Johnny Hacks. I am a cool kid with my GBA. Just because you're sitting there with your cool SP, your flip screen, like Neo from the Matrix. Yeah. This is the OG. This is the OG console. To be fair, you couldn't put an original Game Boy in your pocket. Those things are like units. We did have enough time, enough of them in chat. Sandwich didn't have enough power. The sandwich, no. I missed the cheese whiz. The crucial ingredient for the shiny sandwich. I think the problem nowadays is dry batteries. It's got a dry battery, doesn't stop it from ever being shiny. Not in Fire Red and Leaf Green, because they don't have internal batteries. But I think in I don't know if that would be the case in Emerald and Ruby and Sapphire and stuff. I'm not sure. Just stop the day mechanic stuff. But no, Fire Red and Leaf Green are those. I think were they the first games to ever be released without an internal battery, so they didn't rely on anything like that, which is good. It's strange how I become a Liverpool fan. Sheffield born and bred, but grew up watching Owen Carragher and Gerrard in the England squad, as well as my favourite colour was red back then, so it makes sense. Ended up a Liverpool fan. I feel bad for Sheffield. Sheffield United or Sheffield Wednesday. Solid teams. But I mean, you didn't pick a bad team. Stevie G and Owen. I can't. I'm going to upset you, Jay. Michael Owen, as a Newcastle fan, you can quite imagine he's not like my favourite person. I think he's like the worst pundit. I would like physically turn off coverage if Owen was on there. I just think, yeah, not a big fan of the guy. Carragher and Gerrard, fine. I don't mind Carragher as well. He's good on the overlap. That's why I'm so super into all kinds of sports as a kid, but my interest has waned as an adult. I still referee basketball and football though, that's cool. That's nice to kind of stay involved with it as well. I'd love to play football still, like even just like, you know, like it wouldn't be anything like big, but it'd just be Sunday league. But I just know my ankles just couldn't take it. My SP is literally in my pocket right now. Right, Dad, you're one of the cool kids. My goodness, never flawed. The cool kids had smaller pockets and their skinny jeans at the time. If you had bigger pockets enough to fit a GBA, you went to the cool kid club. It's called bullying, Johnny Hacks. Bullying, mate. Bullying me with my GBA. David, how are you doing, mate? Great to see you. Hope you're having a fantastic day, my friend. Played way too much Ace Attorney Lee. Don't want to mess with my superior argument. Yeah, well, this is true. I can feel the Ace Attorney prowess coming through. It's just seeping through chat this morning, Johnny. I have a green Venusaur edition backlit GBA. Oh, that's nice, Shiny Hunter. I do like the mods that you can do for the GBA. I really wanted to do the HDMI mod that you can do for the GBA, but it involves like cutting the case, and it's like I'd probably want to pick up a cheap secondhand GBA and then get a new shell and do it that way, like an IPS screen, and do it nice. Yeah, but I reshelled this one and put an IPS screen into the one I'm using now. This one's nice. Excuse the screen, it's like it's not the cleanest at the minute, but this is nice. This is not, I like this one. It's pretty clean, nice and white, and just, yeah, pretty simple, straightforward, but it's good. At least I like it. And then I do have an SP up there as well, but we're not talking about that. I didn't have an SP as a kid, so. I don't know if I could play 5-a-side. I'd probably prefer to play like Sunday League though, 11 versus 11. Oh, my ankles, I've not dislocated them. I've torn the ligaments in them, in one of them 3 times and the other one twice, so they're really weak. And Sunday League's pretty rough, and I would imagine, you know, like if I get tackled on them badly, then I'll just be out. And that's always my worry about it. I'm just like, probably just not. F1 is my #1 sport though, followed by World Rallycross. Jay, that's awesome. Like my best friend. He does photography. F1 follows the circuit round every year. So yeah, get to hear a lot of stories about the F1 circuit and some of the drivers and things like that. But yes, F1's very cool. I've never been to one though. I'd love to go and experience it. Walking football, Rich, yeah. It could be like the netball version of football, right? Because I don't think you can't move in netball when you've got the ball, right? Is that a rule? I'm not too sure. You can maybe work that in to be like netball, net foot. We could make a new game. Watch the overlap. Stick to football. Roy Keane is actually a funny guy. Roy Keane's brilliant. Yeah, I watch all that. Yeah. I look forward to those dropping as well. I've been slowly watching like the overlap on tour as well. Some of those have been like hilarious. Roy Keane's brilliant though. Keno. Did you see some guy like at Ipswich, and Keno was like, I'll meet you in the car park to discuss it, because he was mouthing off at Keane when he was trying to do the after game stuff. Me and my mate are starting our Arceus hunt in BDSP tonight. Did the Palkia a while back. That's awesome, Charlie. Good luck with the Arceus. I hope you get it very early on. It can be a grueling hunt, especially with the reset times and stuff, but I wish you all the luck. If you do get it though, drop back in sometime and let me know how you got on with it. I'm hoping that you do manage to snag it in the first couple of 100 resets. That would be super nice. Never mess with my consoles. I'm too much of a chicken. I'm terrified of messing something up. Massive respect to anyone who mods it. Yeah, I think the only ones that I would stay away from doing anything with are like the DS, 3DS consoles. They are a nightmare. Like, I find them really difficult to do stuff with. I've done bits in the past, like a reshelled. I've got a reshelled DS up there, which is like a Pikachu reshell, but it's horrible to do. It was just horrible. I just never want to do anything with the DS. It's just not the most fun. I can never get the shoulder buttons back in place because the springs, and you've got like, it's just a nightmare. If anyone's ever done it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But the DS, honestly, the GBA and the SP are actually not bad consoles to do mods on. GBA, I would say, is a really good one to if you ever want to get into like modding consoles. GBA is actually probably the one that I would start with. It's so straightforward. There's not much can go wrong with it, and everything kind of is, yeah, just fits in places that you want to do. This one's got like a USB-C recharger here, so I don't need to use the batteries. IPS screen. It's got, yeah, there's nothing like crazy flash with it, but it wasn't super difficult to do. Yeah, and the parts are pretty cheap as well when you're buying them. Like the screen wasn't that much, and it makes such a difference to the console as well. If we're talking about stock OG models, the SP, the AGS 101 is without question the best GBA of all time. We're allowed to mod. I'd prefer to trick out original GBA with updated screen, battery, and shoulders. Yeah, and the shoulder buttons as well. No, I agree with you. I agree with you, mate. The 101 system, though, so hard to find. They're rare on the second-hand market. Power, how are you doing today? I hope you're well, mate. Great to see you as always. That's why I don't play rugby anymore. Can't be bothered with the injuries. Walking football has its own league. I mean, are you actually joking? It's an actual thing. I thought you were like joking, like that's what I should do. I didn't realize walking football was a thing. Even like five-a-side though, if you're playing on like an indoor court, still get injured so easily. I like tore my knee ligaments, all of them across the top of the knee playing five-a-side, and my foot got caught on the floor, and as I was shooting, and it just wrenched my knee and just tore everything. That was horrible. I was on crutches for that for like a good, was it like 2 months? That was it wasn't fun. Yeah, I just don't like the thought of the injuries. Johnny, thank you so much for dropping in, mate. Have a great rest of your day. I'll catch up with you very soon, my friend. Anyone remember the Game Boy Micro thing? Was sick. Yeah, I do. I never had one though. I would have always loved to have picked one up. Those things were tiny as well. So cool. Because you could play GBA games on them, couldn't you? Or was it just the Game Boy games you could play on them? I don't know. Like, I'm maybe a little bit confused on what you could play. I want to see played Game Boy Advance games on them, but I'm not too sure. I don't really know too much about them other than that they are super tiny. That's a pocket-sized console. My friend used to bring his micro into school and play it at the back of class. It was so small, he could always get away with it. That is one, yeah, I mean, you're never gonna get caught with that. Imagine trying to whack out a big old original Game Boy in class. There's no way you could even hide that. All hail the translucent purple Game Boy Color. Now that is an iconic system, yeah. Game Boy Color is a really nice console as well because that's quite small. The screen's so tiny on them though. I forget how small the screen is on like a Game Boy and a Game Boy Color. Game Boy Color though, very cool. Riley, got your Game Boy. Love your Game Boy Micro Game Boy. The screen is amazingly bright. Has a headphone jack as well. Wow. Does it just play the Game Boy games on it then? Or does it play GBA games? I feel like it's like so small it would play GBA games on it. Because I feel like the original Game Boy cards would stick out. I feel like it's almost smaller than they are tall. Oh, it's only GBA. Okay, that makes more sense to me. What's a headphone jack? Yeah. What's that, Riley? GBSP was my very first Game Boy, given to us by uncle. We loved it to bits and played it for hours. Now it still turns on, but we don't use it anymore since the battery is bloated now. Ah, you should just buy a new battery, Pow. You still got it. Like a replacement battery is not expensive at all. You can get a couple of types. You can get really cheap ones on eBay, but I wouldn't recommend those. I would definitely go to like a store that like stocks like modding bits and replacement parts for like original consoles. You can probably pay a little bit more and get a better battery and then just replace it. Yeah, battery is bloated, need to remove the ASP, literally explode. That is a good point as well. Should have probably mentioned that the first thing. Yeah. And also if it does, it probably ruin the console then, I reckon. Like the battery acid would just ruin it. Kaboom. Save the SP, yeah. But yeah, just remove it, get a new battery, and then voila, you got like one of the best consoles. But some of the mods that you can get for like the SP, GBA are absolutely insane now. There's the, I think, is it the mini HDMI to HDMI you can get on the SP is actually quite a cool one, because the HDMI cable goes into the top screen on the side. So it doesn't really mess with anything at all. It's pretty cool. I don't know if anyone's seen that like mod. It'd be a really cool one to do. And then you can play on the big screen. Cosmic, how are we doing today? 12 months. That is pretty awesome. You are pretty awesome. Thank you so much for that 12-month support. That is incredible. And good morning to you as well. Thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate the support. I cannot say it enough, but thank you so much. And great to see you here this morning, coming in at the perfect time when the Deoxys is about to land. Right. I was like, looked at that first. I had to take twice on that to be like, what? Then on the bigger screen was one reason I've been looking into GB operator so aggressively recently. What a design idea. Yeah, it's so good. I would definitely recommend picking one up if you can. Because you can hook them up with like, if you've got any of the, if you've got like an 8-bit dog controller or any wireless controller like that, you can actually use that on the big screen as well, which is pretty cool. But yeah, GB operator is such a game changer. The fact that you can just back up your old saves as well. So I just wish I had it years ago to back up like all my Gen 1 games. I recently bought an analog pocket and it's such an amazing piece of kit. It plays Game Boy Color, Game Boy GBA games. Plus you can download emulators. Yeah, all the emulators you can get on the analog pocket. It's a very cool bit of kit. It is a very cool bit of kit. I'm hoping they do like a DS one analog, but I don't know what the laws are around them being able to do these consoles. It feels like the console has to be of a certain age, and then they're like, I don't know whether the patent runs out or whatever, but because I think the latest one they did was the 64. They did it like a redid like 64 version, which seemed pretty cool. But the analog pocket just seems to be the one, doesn't it? But a DS version would be incredible. Because then if they did the DS version, like a 3DS analog pocket, then it would be, you know, you'd have the dock with it, so you'd be able to play it, you'd be able to stream it, you'd be able to do all of those good things. The other thing is, like, GB operator could do a DS or a 3DS version of their little device. So you have like the upgraded from the Game Boy and the GBA games, then you could play. Because it's such a cool little bit of kit. And it's like really affordable for what we could use it for, you know. It's there's nothing bad I can say about it, to be honest. It's just really good bit of software, really good bit of hardware. Does the job. Yeah, Riley. I mean, you can't really go wrong with a Game Boy player. If you've got that set up in the GameCube, it's so good. It's amazing to see the contrast and difference though between like on the Leaf Green we're on the GameCube, and then on the Fire Red we're on the analog pocket, and you can see the color difference, and there's just a slight difference between both of them, you know. Time to find that GBS piece somewhere in the house. I hope to find it tomorrow and I can see if I can remove the battery. It's been years. Hopefully, yeah, it's safe when you're removing it, mate. Probably like layer up, like protect up, put gloves and stuff on just in case it does go boom, man. I meant to tell you that I pulled Crown Mewtwo in Pocket a couple of days ago. Wow, mate, that's amazing. I'm still yet to pull a Crown card, Muffin. I wonder if have I got a can I open a pack now? No, I've got 3 minutes to wait and then I can open a pack. We can do it. We can open it. Get one of those Charizard packs open. But the Crown, congrats though, mate. That is super nice. I've only had one God pack as well, so I'm kind of hoping I can get a God pack at another God pack at some point. Is that being greedy? I've already had one, but I've seen a lot of people get the God packs with the Crown cards in, and I think, oh wow. Mate's been able to sit back at my desk and chair relaxing with a Wavebird. The Wavebird controller is a huge play as well. Watching something on one monitor, Shiny Hunting on the second, Runscape on the third. The dream indeed, Riley. Perfect setup. TCG Pocket doesn't like me, no God packs, and just a bunch of repeats. That's the story of my life recently. That's all I've been getting. Not really many rare cards either. Not full arts or anything. And I'm still missing, I think Wigglytuff EX is one of the EXs I'm missing. And there's like a couple of cards that I'm missing to complete the set. So it'd be nice to be able to kind of get those, but we'll keep plugging away. Dang, y'all are getting God packs. I can't remember what I got in my God pack. It was pretty good. I want to say I got the immersive Charizard EX in it. It was decent though. It was a decent God pack. There's no repeats in it as well, because I've seen a few people get the God packs and then they get the repeats in there, and you think, it's nice getting those like really rare cards, but not so much the repeats. I squeak like a little girl, don't have the other two, so got that one. Haven't gotten a God pack yet. I can imagine I would do the same. Right, is that minute to go, and then I can pull it. Fighting the Wind Straits right now from Emerald. You want to remember this crew? The Wind Straits. I don't. Mr. Holbrookie, how are you doing, mate? Glad to catch you live. How's it going? I'm doing good, mate. How about yourself? How are you doing, my friend? And how have events and things been recently? And the shiny hunts as well. Any updates on the shiny hunts? Have a good feeling about today. Shiny hunt and Dondozo while watching you grind. Let's go. Good luck with the Dondozo hunt as well. I hope you manage to get it very soon. Love Dondozo shiny. It's such a nice shiny. And it's yellow, just like the Deoxys. Okay, we can. I wish I could put this on the screen so we could. I could show you. Can open a booster pack. Let's see what we get. Let's rip it. Charizard, Pukumuku, Sizzlipede, Arbok, Meltan. Oh, I did get a Charizard EX though, so that's a nice one. It's not a huge pull, but I did get a Charizard EX. I can't complain of that. That's not a bad pack at all. So that's all right. Okay. Well, that's that for another... How long have we got to wait now? 5 hours. Okay. 5 hours. What's a god pack? So god pack is basically where every card in the pack is an absolute banger. Like a huge, like a full art or a crown or an immersive card. Every card in the pack is a super rare one. S9 Vibe, how are you doing, Scott? I hope you're well, mate. Great to see you as always, my friend. I remember Wayne Straits, just north of Morville City. They give you the matcha brace when you defeat them. Wayne Straits are the family of 4 just north of the Morville, and you fight back to back. And the grandma, okay, matcha brace, yeah. I didn't know about the matcha brace until Kenem said about it, but I do have a vague memory of the house where they all are. Do they come out of the house every time you defeat one? Or is it you go into the house to beat them? Any brand you recommend for replacement battery? I wouldn't want to replace a fire hazard with another fire hazard. Let me see what I've got on this GBA. I've got... Oh. The battery is... It is in with it's Funny Play is the battery I've got on mine. So a Funny Play battery. I don't know if that's the actual brand, but that's where I got it from. Because the battery isn't just straightforward. It's not like that. It's man, it keeps popping out as well. There we go. But this is basically what the battery is in the back of mine. It's like a chipboard. So it's not, but it is a Funny Play battery. It does look like that. If you're looking to pick one up, Funny Play, and then you can put it in, and it would be, I guess, like that. But you would need the modded case as well, and yours is an SP, so it would be different, but they'll probably have SP ones that would be just the same. So there was no need for me to actually show you that. Yep, out the house. Hunting Dundoza and Mass Outbreak without a sandwich. And I get the shiny Gyarados. Wow, okay. Shiny red Gyarados. A nice shiny to get though. There's something about like the red Gyarados popping up on that lake. I don't know, and the nostalgia just pangs. Baker, what tune was that? What tune was that we had on? This one right now is Graduation Day, Glitchx City. But it's basically, if you want the tunes, head over to Glitchx City's YouTube channel. They have like a 24-hour radio playing, so you can check out all the tunes over there. But their beats are the best beats. Might pick up a new charger too, since the original charger is old now. The original charger should be alright. But if you're getting an original battery, yeah. I mean, if you want to upgrade to like USB-C, you could do, but I don't think you would need to, because you've got the rechargeable battery in there, so there's not really any need in an SP, I guess. Just the GBA I wanted to, because I didn't really want to keep buying batteries for it, because that was one of the big things about the GBA that was not that great, that it ran off actual batteries that you had to just buy. Found a random shiny Gyarados while completing the decks for Meloetta. That's super nice. I've never found a red Gyarados in my copy of Scarlet. Never seen one on the lake. Bro, have you tried to stream alpha shinies? Alpha shinies? Like hunt alpha shinies? On PLA, we have done in the past, if that's what you mean. Vigoroth's such a breath of fresh air after using Slack off. I'm tempted not to evolve it into slacking. Don't do it. Just get the Eviolite item, Riley. Go from there. Yeah, it was probably one of the, yeah, plus the backlight in the SP just made it was such a game changer with it. Got shiny Shaman last night on Platinum. Deoxys coming. Congrats on the shiny Shaman. That's amazing. Such a great shiny. It's one of the hunts I really want to still do in BDSP. So there's like Shaman and Arceus. I really want to do in those games. But congrats. Thank you so much, though. I hope you're right with the Deoxys. It would be super nice if we could get it today. And the Shaman Hunt in BDSP isn't actually too bad because you're not resetting, you're just running away from it every time. So it's a lot better time-wise than it would be going for the Arceus. Only had the first version of the SP. I didn't know the later models made the backlit brighter instead of having to turn it off. Yeah, is it the 101 one that Riley was talking about? And that's got I think that's the one with the backlight in it. But yeah, I didn't even know there was a backlit one until a few years ago. I was like, I didn't realize there was like different models of them. But it made such a difference when I did this GBA and I put the IPS, like the backlit IPS screen in it. It made I was like just an instant like upgrade on it, and you think, oh, wow, why didn't you just do this at the time? I don't know, they probably weren't able to do it at the time, but it just makes such a difference to making the console like usable when you're out and about. David, back onto the Zygarde hunt. Good luck, mate. Oh, it's AGS 001 is the launch model. It had a light you can turn off with the center button. The AGS 101 is always backlit, but you can't be made any brighter with the button. Ah, okay, so that's the difference between the two. One you can turn off and on, and one you can't. Afternoon all. Callum, how you doing, mate? Hectic week this week with Black Friday. What Pokemon best represents Black Friday? Rayquaza, a shiny Rayquaza. They should have dropped the shiny Rayquaza event this Friday for Black Friday and done some like promotional offer on, I don't know, the new DLC pack, Scarlet and Violet. I don't know, Black Friday? Yeah, I'd say shiny Rayquaza. You can buy a shiny Rayquaza plush on the Pokemon Center website. Did you participate in the recent PM7 shiny hunting in 24 hours? I did not. Never got an invite. I don't know how you get invited to it. I'm guessing PM7 himself reaches out. But no, I did not. I did see it was going on though. Did they manage to do it in the 24 hours? There's a lot of creators doing it. I didn't know until like 6 months ago when my best friend growing up handed me two. The blue and the grey one. The OG blue one has the light turn off and the grey gets bright or brighter. So we're both in the same boat. We didn't like, I only learned about it when I was like beginning to like start modding stuff, and I was like, oh wow, I didn't realize it was different models, and to look out for like the second hand ones. And how to like identify them. They got over 1,700 shinies. That's wild. The previous record was 588. Dang, that's madness. 1,700. That's crazy. That's not gonna be easy to beat. I feel like Rayquaza using Hyper Beam for Mystery Dungeon this week. Yes. Hyper Beam. You need the recharge turn, Callum. Next week is your recharge. I hope you've got some time off, mate, just to have a little bit of a rest up. I hope it doesn't keep getting... It's got to get quieter. 100 creators, they destroyed the record. That is nuts, isn't it? 1,700 shinies. What was like the rarest of the shinies that they got then? Was there any like banger ones that anyone got? They're like really special hunts, or was it like a lot in Scarlet and Violet, or was it across like just a lot of different games? Exia, how are you doing today? I hope you're well. Hope it shines today. Me too. Hope it does. Be nice if it pops up soon. Did you say HDV finally got his second Poipole? What? No, we're 24,000 resets. That's nuts. Man, the persistence. That's crazy. I didn't see he got it. That's wild. 24,000 resets. That is some going. 4 weeks until Delibird Day. Not long. Source got 116 shinies alone. How long was he streaming for? The full 24 hours? They were cool and special. Or Scarlet and Violet. Lol. I agree with the sentiment. Yeah, that came across a little bit wrong, you know? I just feel like Scarlet and Violet's like the cheat code to getting shiny Pokemon. It does make it a lot easier. But it doesn't make the accomplishment any less, I will say. I keep on saying that in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet you can see shiny Vera Icon and Koraidon during Crush's gym test. Yeah, you can actually. The gym test, that Koraidon and Miraidon has a chance to be shiny as well when you do it, but you can never access the shiny. But I think it was coded in a way where it can be shiny. Yeah, it's crazy. I've never had it occur to me in my games, but I guess I never really tried that long with that test. I probably did it like the only time when you need to do it and then never went back to it. But I've seen people get the shiny doing it before, which is pretty cool. He lost his first shiny Poipole. He had reset it too fast. Oh no, and that's how he did it. That is brutal. Oh man. And then it took 24,000 resets to get after that. That's, oh man, that is rough. That is rough. Poor guy. Fair play to keep going to reclaim it though. MN got more than 24 hours than the entire career. I think 18 hours. Wow, 18 hours. It's not bad going, is it? It's a lot of shinies in that amount of time. Fastest hunt was Articuno, 130 Dialga at 10k. Haven't gone back too much time. Yeah, 10k is a lot of resets. I got it once, but I think it could have been the snow. I agree with the ease of getting shiny Pokemon in later gens. There's something special about getting shinies in older gens because of the odds, more accomplishment maybe. It's just harder, isn't it? It's just like, it's just way more difficult. It just feels a little bit like, but it's weird. You say, like I sit and say that, like it's easier to get them, but then like I always think about like Dynamax Adventure raids, and I don't think they're easy shiny hunts at all. The odds are great, but I don't think they're easy, especially like something like Zygarde. So I would always say like they're quite special raid. Almost Miraidons look shiny, but it's actually a white overlay, and they seem to have implemented it for the shedding mod. Technically shiny, but whitewashed overlay. Oh, is that what they did? I always thought they were like you could get a shiny version when you're doing it, because my ride Pokemon was like exactly the same when I went down. It hadn't changed at all. But yeah, that makes sense, because I guess Miraidon shiny is kind of like that whitewashed color, because it's just a shiny version of a shiny metallic version of its regular form. Danny, how are you doing? I hope you're well. Great to see you as always. Probably coming in at the last bit of the stream, but want to wish everyone happy Thanksgiving, and the same to you, Danny, as well. And thanks for dropping in as well. It's great to see you. Hope you're keeping well. Who's hunting more than 90 days for the shiny Poipole? So he's just went beast mode to get it and finally got it. That must have been like such a pop off when it finally happened. Mine was 556 for shiny Basculin with X and Y chain fishing. Wow. Second was 4k later. Basic Q. I'm shiny hunting Deoxys, Mew, and Jirachi. Good luck with all of those hunts, mate. I hope you manage to get them very early on. Do. It's not shiny, I don't think. It's the snow from the mountain because I thought it was shiny and then looked at it. That makes more sense that it's not, because it's like, would they leak the shiny unnecessarily? Because they're kind of trying to sit on those shinies for as long as possible. Yellow catfish just showed up. Let's go, Mr. Holbrookie with the shiny Dondozo. Super nice, mate. Congrats. Look at Deoxys popping up in the next 10 minutes. Trust the process. Mate, I trust. Gonna be this one. Violet is the only game I've completed since Yellow Law. The only one I've shiny hunted in. I like, you know, that I don't ever have a problem with how much easier the shiny hunting is in Scarlet and Violet, because I think it brings in the more casual players that maybe never wanted to get into shiny hunting, or was like, because it was such a daunting maybe process to shiny hunt in previous games, but this makes it way more accessible, introduces people to it, and I think going forward it's probably good for that side of the community, because it's grown massively since Scarlet and Violet, and Legends Arceus definitely helped with that as well. Mighty finished the pitch and going to show it to my professors. I had practically stop motion animation. Wish you could show it though. I wish you could see it as well. I bet there's like no way you wouldn't be able to phone record it and then drop it in Discord. That's asking a lot, but I hope it goes well, mate, and the pitch goes well. Good luck with it. Great to hear it's all finished, done and dusted. I'm sure you'll smash it, mate. And I have accounted 2 Terra Raid shinies so far. Conkeldurr and a Gengar. Wow. Both absolute banger shinies as well. That's amazing. I was saying yesterday on the stream, like, out of the thousands of Terra Raids I've done, I still never encountered a shiny. Although this is coming from me, who completely ignored a shiny Stunfisk in the Dynamax Adventure summary screen. Just ignored it because there was just shiny Magmar there, and I was just blinded by the shiny Magmar. It's so funny. It's one of the most commented things on that video that I did. Like, can't believe the guy didn't even notice the shiny Stunfisk, and I'm like hovering over it, and I'm like, how did I not notice that at the time? And how did I not notice when I was editing? Is the weirder thing. Crazy. Funny though. Wonder what the next method will be, since there won't be sandwiches. I know, right? Wonder if they'll just bring back an old, like, hunting mechanic. I vote for radar hunting. Radar chaining, I would love to see come back. Poké Radar. But yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what they do. I think they'll keep like the mass outbreak theme running, so there'll probably be something to do with outbreaks. But yeah, I wonder what they'll do for boosting the sandwiches. I guess it'll be based on the location. Although they're saying that, it's kind of, I would have never associated Spain and Portugal with sandwiches and baguettes, so anything's possible. I just really enjoy grinding fun games, and thanks to Scarlet and Violet, I have the goal of having every regular mon and variation of them as shiny. Exactly that, mate. Exactly that. Well, it looks like normal. Yeah, this is true, David. Like, you've got my back with this one. There's not much difference. Only ever had a few Masuda shinies before that. Yeah, that's very true. I was pretty much the same, you know. I think Masuda hunts is pretty much all I ever did, really. The shiny dens, I did a lot of raid hunting in Sword and Shield, which is fun. I always remember getting shiny Dracovish in, was it the Crown Tundra? There's a den in the Crown Tundra where you can get the fossil Pokemon in the raid dens. And I remember getting shiny Dracovish, and that was one of the coolest moments. It's such a great shiny. I miss the fossil Pokemon from Sword and Shield. They're so good. Okay, someone might know this in chat. I need to shiny hunt Aerodactyl at some point, and as far as I can see, I think the most effective method for shiny hunting Aerodactyl is probably going to be in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, but I don't know if anyone else knows more effective ways to shiny hunting it, because the ambers aren't difficult to get. But if anyone knows of any more any better ways to shiny hunt Aerodactyl, let me know. Other than Masuda method hunting it, of course. Yeah, Rad Dad, just ignoring it, yeah. I think we're going to Greece for Gen 10. They were doing a Japan region for the 30th anniversary. Greece would be insane, wouldn't it? Greece, I think like Greece, because it's got such good like mythology to its, yeah, it'd be really, really cool to see a Greek game. I know Costa would be very happy with that as well. That would be cool. It's the Costa Dynamos. One Game Freak to add shiny ball, Pokeball that makes it easier to catch shiny Pokemon. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? The shiny ball. Just a heads up, Lee, if Ralgetter ends up getting a regional variant and say you can shiny hunt a Croconaw in Colosseum, then you could have a shiny Shadow Colossian. That would be very cool, wouldn't it? Yeah. With all of the ribbons as well. That's one to maybe do. I mean, that might be a good idea to wait and see what the starters are or the regional forms are in ZA, and then look back at Colosseum and see which ones we can get to maybe do the ribbons. Get the shiny quick, trade it up to home before all the bank stuff clauses, and then have legitimately probably one of the best regional variant shinies ever. Brian, good morning, mate. How are you doing? Good luck with this hunt. Thank you so much, mate. I'm wearing Petra and sweater today. Nice, mate. Mine's just like my shirt's just come out of the wash for that one. I'll probably take it with me this weekend. Hope it's all right though still. I still wear it a lot, my Petra one. All this shiny talk and thinking I'm going to take my Switch with me to work. Do it, Danny. Last day before the holidays. It's got to be done. 100%. Let's go Pikachu and Eevee. Thank you, Riley. Have you got a favorite shiny, Lee? Oh, my favorite shiny? I always say Azumarill, but I've said it so much now that I feel like, is it my favorite shiny? But I've always loved shiny Azumarill. Yellow shinies and blue shinies. Like Nidoking. I love Nidoking. Porygon 2 as well. Ditto even. We were talking about Ditto yesterday. So yeah. I don't know about my like all-time favorite shiny. It's really hard. I think like there's just some shinies that are like amazing. Not low-key ones as well. You know, like Ariados for one. Spinarak. Gliscor. Another one that I really love. Mega Gengar. I would say probably if I had to pick one, Mega Gengar would be my favorite shiny. But it's a Mega, so we don't always have access to it. 100% eBay. Fossil Victory by Charm. Ah, are they? Okay, so that makes it way easier. All the games needed for the ribbons. Just a matter of making a series of it. Yeah, I have to do it. I think that might be like the next thing that we do. Okay, so I uploaded my pitch. Ah, cool. Nice server just for people to see. Mighty, you're a legend. I will check it out once the stream is finished. Goldazu is a great one. It's, yeah, I think I just say it too much, you know, and the novelty wears off with it, but I do love Azumarill. Yeah. The primals, you know, Primal Kyogre and Primal Groudon, that gold and black coloration that they have, just insane. Be cool to see those come back in ZA. They're kind of, they're not mega Pokemon, but I guess they're more Primal Revision, aren't they? I don't know if we'll ever see them come back. Be nice if we did in ZA. I don't know how they would tie them into the story though. If not, then X and Y might be quicker. It's really easy to farm the amber in the cave. Ah, okay. So Soggy, you are a legend, my friend. I will check that out then. So X and Y, oh. Let's go Pikachu and Eevee. Because the item, the old amber's pretty easy to farm in Cerulean Cave as well, in those games. I love Black Shinies the best. Yeah, Black Shinies are always an easy win, aren't they? I like the Rayquaza event. All the mass outbreaks, their shinies are all black shinies as well, so it's all like the black shiny theme for that event when it's running. Reggie Drago and Reggie Alecki shiny in Pogo today. Is that right? No way. That's pretty cool. Are they like paid events, or can anyone just access them? Are the IVs fixed on Shiny Rare? I would imagine they will be, Callum. More than likely. Although that's a 5-star raid, so maybe not. And maybe it's just got like a guaranteed number of like perfect IVs. Because I think the 5-star raids, if they follow the same like rules that you would get in game, I think they have like 3 guaranteed best IVs. So, but maybe because it's a shiny event one, maybe they lock the IVs for this. But if it's just like a regular 5-star, I think you get 3 guaranteed. Reggie's, they are free raids, but you can spend money to get more raid passes. Awesome. Oh, we'll try and get them this weekend. Love shiny fractures, icy blue eyes. Yeah, super nice. 5-star raids have 4 guaranteed IVs, if I remember correctly. Okay, well, there we go. It's a 4 guaranteed. Running out of bottle caps. Callum, you need to get onto the item printer. Print those gold bottle caps. Really tired of pink shinies. Some pink shinies I really like Crobat is one that I do love. I've never really been a big fan of Kyogre. I like it, but not a huge fan. But Crobat's always one that I love shiny Crobat. That's definitely one of the exceptions. So excited for the shiny Rayquaza raid. Yeah, Danny, I can't wait. It's gonna be good. We will stream that. We'll all jump in and do it together. Penimis, Let's Go Pikachu Eevee. I remember I wanted the Switch to play that. And Mario Odyssey. Oh, wow, Mario Odyssey and Smash Bros as well. All the OG titles for the Switch. Next hunt outside of the Switch will be a chain for Relicanth and X and Y. Just a beautiful shiny. It is an absolute banger shiny. I love it. Matthew, Celebi is a good pink one. Yeah, that is true as well. One that I did forget about. Yeah, shiny Galarian. Shiny Galar fossils are slept on for sure, Alfie. I hope we see them return at some point. You know, it'd be nice to see them return. I think they're like one thing that they could definitely do to like an instant win in Gen 10 is just have every Pokemon available. You know how they have all these dex cuts and not every Pokemon is in every game. Gen 10 they could do that. The 30th anniversary. I don't know if they will. Crobat shiny. Dratini, yeah. Yeah, really nice shiny. Dragonair. They look so nice in Scarlet and Violet as well, those two. This shiny is fixed. I assume people with raid crawlers will find 6 IV good nature, stuff like that. Shiny Rayquaza stonks way down. Yeah. It's true. Probably will be able to like eke them out that way. Have plenty of bottle caps if you need some. And I don't like spoilers, but man, I'm excited for speculation season for Zia to stop up. I'm sure Tyrannotube, it will have some slick theories. Yeah, that's very true. Always good content. No, I'm looking forward to it as well. It's going to be good just to get that trailer, just to get some information, and then the speculation can begin from there, which is always fun, you know, and get that hype train going for it. I wish Garchomp was purple. Like, I know, Will, like that is the biggest sacrilege. Like shiny Garchomp is, it's like same level as shiny Gengar, whereas like shiny Gengar got the good mega evolution shiny. Garchomp kind of didn't. They need to rework that one for sure. It's my favorite Pokemon. Some of the bias there. Maybe. We're in need of a trailer soon. We are definitely in need. We're so overdue for a trailer. Celebi is true. Especially the full odds Gen 2. Yes. I can't believe how lucky we got with that one though. That one was lucky. So I feel like the Deoxys is like payback for how early we got that one. Jeremy, I wish the Dragonite wasn't vomit green. Yeah, I kind of like, I always wish it was like like a black, or I guess it is like that darker green in Scarlet and Violet, but I think like black or pink to match the Dratini and the Dragonair would have been cool, but never know. We might get a regional variant of Dragonite. It might be like Dragon Fairy and the shiny might be pink. When did the Zia teaser drop? Feels like it's been a year. Riley, it was Pokemon Day this year in February, so it's been an entire year and we've had not a crumb of news officially since. It's been nuts. It's been like the longest stretch. I wish Shiny Charizard had the same color as in Gen 2. Yeah, the Gen 2 one, isn't it like a purpley color? It's very cool. Very cool. Could have sworn it was a 7-star like the Mewtwo, but nope. Press release says 5-star. Damn. Quote a day. Yeah, it's a shame that the Rayquaza isn't a 7-star. Because I still think it wouldn't have been as difficult as the Mewtwo raid, because you don't have a Pokemon to bring in that's got that Omni boost like we had with the Mew, you know? Will you be in Stuttgart? I will, my friend. If you're there and you spot me, come say hi. It'd be great to catch up if you're there. But I will be in Stuttgart, leaving tomorrow, so yeah. I just can't see us getting a Zia trailer before Pokemon Day now. I mean, I would love to see one. I just can't see it. I think they'll just hold off now for the rest of December. It'd be kind of odd for them to drop a trailer in December. In January, I guess there's not much point, because then you just keep it for February. Because we've got Pokemon Day and it just pulls it up. What gym stands out to you guys in memories? Brawly in Gen 3 always caused me grief. There's bulk up strats. Oh yeah, Brawly's gym. And that's such an easy one to say, but like Whitney's gym from Gen 2 back in the day, like that Miltank. And it was because I was such a noob and kid at the time, didn't really know what I was doing against it. And it used to just frustrate me so much. And I think as well, because like there was the part and parcel rushing to that gym, rushing through the game, play through, not really taking the time to level up Pokemon, and then coming up against a Miltank, which is pretty tanky, and then just getting bodied, and then just having a really hard time against it. Hasn't the entire ZA been leaked for the Switch? I heard rumors that only a select few had seen it. I think according to, like, I don't really know too much about it, but I know the Terra leak, I think the person that dropped it said they played like the beta version and it's finished of ZA. But like, I mean, I don't think there was anything to back up that claim with. I think their reasoning was, I'm not going to drop it because I don't want the ninjas coming after me and I don't want to spoil it for everyone else. But I don't know. I feel like at this point, after you've dropped so much information, if you had it, would you not just drop it as well? Because you like, I don't know. I don't really know what to think. But I haven't seen any ZA stuff really leaked, other than a few things like the shiny jingle coming back and other stuff like that. I've tried to stay away from all that stuff. Yeah. That Miltank defeated me too. Cynthia's opinion on a theme hit different though. Jeremy, Cynthia's theme is just such a banger, isn't it? Cynthia battle in Platinum. It's a toughie. Ninjas coming. Ninjas are after you. I always picture the Nintendo Ninjas. When I say it, I always just imagine these. It's like Men in Black, dark sunglasses at your door. Like agents just burst in, just detain everything. Imagine the Nintendo Ninjas coming out. Are they actually real, or is it just like the police? I don't know. They must be real. Yeah, but if you have read stuff, don't drop things in chat. Just because people probably don't want to know if they haven't read already. Right, friends. Well, we're probably going to take it to 2,000 resets on the Fire Red, and then that'll take us to like 1,506. 15,600 on the leaf green, if I can read numbers properly, and then we'll probably have to call it a day there for today. And then we'll not be back till next week because I'm out, like I've mentioned, I'm out in Stuttgart this weekend, so I'll be flying out tomorrow, but I'll be back early Monday, so we should stream Monday. And if we don't get the Deoxys in this few remaining resets that we've got, then we'll be back with this on Monday. And it has to happen next week. It has to. But yes, massive big happy Thanksgiving to you all that are celebrating it as well. Of course it is Thanksgiving over this weekend. That's going to be great, and I hope you all that are celebrating it have a fantastic time. And I'll look forward to hearing all about it next week. David Chisley, have a great time in journey, stay healthy. Thank you so much, mate. I'm hoping the travel over isn't too bad, but yeah, it's nice. I'm back very early Monday morning, so that's super cool. And because I'm flying from Bristol, it should make it a little bit easier, so we will be able to jump on and stream on Monday, whereas I'm normally like, it normally takes like my entire day to travel. So morning, I'm doing a sweet good shiny hunt in Crystal. Wow, I'm at the entrance to the Tin Tower for the first time before beasts run away. This and the Suicune faces me. Am I right? I think that is right. I think that is the place to do the resets from. If I'm wrong, someone in chat will definitely shout up at us, but I'm pretty sure that's where the shinies like decided. If that makes sense. But yeah, I hope everyone has a great weekend. Don't jump off just yet, because we've still got a few resets with this Deoxys, and if you've been around, you don't want to miss it if we do get it right at the end of the stream. I've never got a shiny at the very end of a stream before though. Never. It's always like very early in a stream or mid stream, but never as we're finishing. Never one of those last few resets. But yeah, good luck with that shiny Suicune. I really hope you get a lot of luck with it. Such a great game to get it from as well. Today's the day, innit? Sam, I hope you're right. Yeah, it's always weird. It's always, you know, when it's like, oh, we got a few more resets we can squeeze in today, but I never seem to get the shiny in those last few. But yeah, if you're about this weekend and you want some Pokemon action to watch, of course there is the VG, there's TCG, and there's Pokemon Go happening this weekend in Stuttgart for, I think this is the last regional of the year, so there won't be another regional in Europe at least until Birmingham into January. So, and this will be the last Regulation H regional as well. Sad for all you Regulation H fans out there, so it'll be good to see what everyone's brought this weekend to win the tournament, who will be the champion as well. So Riley, I'm gonna miss Reg H. Yeah, I've got a feeling it'll come back at some point, maybe not this season, but maybe the next season after that. Those free resets add up, and then soon a luck will pull through. This is true, Muffin. I think in the 26th season we'll see Regulation 6 come back. Regulation H come back for sure. 100%. I don't think it's the last we've seen of this regulation. I would almost 100% say it's gonna come back. I think because the community love it so much, and I think they're gonna need to change the formats up in that last season quite a bit. Maybe that's one that we do see come back, because it is a great format. Right, 2 more after this. Can we get it? Lucky 2. We've not done too bad this week, getting like to 2,000 resets just on the Fire Red alone, so that's not too shabby. Not too shabby. Quarter of the way to odds on the Fire Red. Penultimate one. Or am I going to go to 2001? I won't today. We'll keep it. We'll go for the clean number. Right, last one, chat. I will just say, as we're ending up the stream, thank you so much to everyone that's come by the stream today. All the support that we've had, the super chats that we had in earlier as well. All the new subs and the memberships as well. Thank you so much for the support. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and take care of yourselves, whatever you're up to. Enjoy it. Of course, the events are going live tomorrow for the Corviknight, the Belly Bolt. They'll be fun, so take part in them. If there's any dramatic updates on those. No shiny. Let's do one more. We got to take it to 2001. If there's any updates on those, like crazy item drops that they're doing, I'll obviously throw a message up on the channel as soon as. I'll keep an eye on the events when they go live. But other than that, 2001 resets for Deoxys, no shiny on the fire red, and 15,601 we will be into on the leaf green, and still no shiny Deoxys, and yep, orange all around. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone that's celebrating it. I'll see you all next week. Take care until then, friends. Bye bye.